but there's something about animal rights. If they don't let it enter, they can kick up a bit of a fuss.
The animal rights is that it's cruel to make a tube ride a bicycle.
Not if it
that
wants
it's
to.
prejudice that it'll go, is it 'cause I is hairy? You idiot!
Right. So.
Wow, that is the worst one yet. Absolute twaddle. Absolute rubbish, Karl.
Have you got a tricycle?
Unbelievable.
Kings of Leon, Molly's Chambers on XFM 104.9. Thanks to Lauren Laverne there for the last few hours. Coming up, we have got some great music, Steve. We've got Kings of Leon, as you heard. We've got Alba, we've got The Darks, we've got Coldplay, Coral, Rolling Stones, we've got some Springsteen, The Smiths. Do you know what I mean? Do you need any more? And with all that, we've still got Pete Skinner with his wacky weather report.
Excellent, good old Pete.
Hey?
Nice to have him back.
Good to Steve. Got some here, brought in. It's just a normal soup. It's Rooster's Pride. What flavour soup is that, Steve?
Oh, I know you brought that, and it's all it's a genuine article, and it's cock soup. Can I have a close look at that? Maybe there's some more humour I can draw.
What, you want a closer look at my cock soup?
Just a cock soup. Let me just. It says here delicious, appetising. 3 to 4 servings.
Because you know what I'm thinking of when you're talking about the soup.
I'm thinking of innuendo.
I'm just thinking of a man's cock.
Penises, yeah. Let me just.
It's the darkness.
Use Rooster's Pride cock soup as a snack with crackers or toast.
Still thinking of a normal knob.
An appetiser again, or a soup base. That doesn't really work as an innuendo.
No,
that's disappointing. We'll work on that though.
The darkness growing on me on XFM 104.9. Going well, isn't it?
I've enjoyed it so far.
It's been a bit naughty and everything.
Yeah, a bit
like,
smut.
Nothing
wrong with that.
No. Karl.
Alright.
Having a good day?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah?
What mood are you in this week?
What
we always
mood
trying to assess each week, you know, it's a bit edgy.
He's got a red head. What's all that? You've got a red head all around the side and the front. What's that?
Sunburn?
No, I think I'm allergic to having my head rubbed.
Right. Right, now who would rub your head? That sounds a bizarre thing. Your girlfriend?
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
rubbing your head?
Well, yeah, but, I was squeezing his head, fair enough, and he was screaming in agony, and then he went and made me a cup of coffee, and as he came over, just spilt boiling hot coffee on my legs. I'm all wearing shorts, and he went, sorry, just like that. It's like a series of Jackass out there this morning. I mean, my legs are burnt, your head's a little bit red. But apart from that, having a good day?
Not bad. I was on the way in today, right, Steve?
Walking in?
Walking in, always walking in. I get left early and stuff. I like to get in early, get some bits done, that.
Yeah. Monkey News, Songs of Phrase.
That sort of thing. And living in London, right, there's a lot of shops that open early and stuff, do you know what I mean? People say that's a good thing about London.
Yeah.
It's almost like 24-hour city and stuff, right? I'm walking in and there's like, you know, you've got your news agents open.
Obviously.
You know, selling newspapers and that's good, they've got to be open early. Then you've got your coffee shops, your Starbucks, your...
Have a cup of coffee in the
you know what I
morning.
mean? They're doing well in the morning. Then you see, like, the odd restaurant, and you think, well, maybe they sort of got the doors open, but they're preparing for lunch, so you think, fair enough.
Yeah, I'll let that pass.
Yeah. Carrying on walking down the road. Bondage shop. Open.
Sure.
About 10:30.
Yeah.
Busy, was it?
There's a couple in.
Really?
Some good offers. 10:30 for a bondage shop.
I'm assuming if you're into bondage, though, you stock up at any time, day or night. I mean, you don't...
Yeah?
Well, I assume it...
I suppose you get up and you go, ooh, I've got nothing on, I need to be a bit tied down.
Yeah.
I need some rope.
These clothes are too baggy, I need more belts.
Oh, God.
I need more straps.
Yeah, get some rubber on my face.
Weird, though, isn't it?
What were you doing in there?
So, just having a browse. But, so a bit worried, really, because the things that I've noticed this week, like that's probably a little bit smutty. You've brought your soup in.
I just found it out there. Sorry, yeah. It is Rooster's Pride, cock soup, noodle soup mix, chicken flavour. But, I mean, do they not know that is obviously just going to be used on the Graham Norton show and Chris Tarrant when he's doing his show abroad?
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what I mean? Well, how could they call it cock soup in this day and age?
Don't keep saying it.
Well, no, it's fine, because you say cock as long as it means the male we've done this.
Oh, do you mean the chicken?
Yeah, look, it's a picture of a chicken.
Yeah, sorry.
What did you think it meant?
No, I don't know, I thought it was in my head.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's something else that's a bit sort of...
A bit blue?
A little bit blue, but then it's real as well, do you know what I mean?
Well,
it's
that
a problem.
excuses it.
Go on.
There's a programme
We couldn't have said the cock soup if we'd made it up, but because it's real, it's fine.
Yeah. We also couldn't have said the cock soup if we'd have meant a male penis.
Thankfully, we don't. So.
We mean a little chicken. You go on.
Yeah, this programme was on. It was Wednesday night, something. About this little lad.
Yeah.
It was a fella and a woman.
At the same time. What
do you mean?
Like a cartoon with a secret identity.
by night. What do you mean? He had both
By day a
sexes?
boy, by night a woman.
He had it all.
What you, sorry, wait. So he had male and female genitalia. So what do you call someone that's born like that?
Weird.
Like, what's the term for it?
Go
on. You know it. We've talked about it before.
Aphrodite.
Really? So close! Hermaphrodite. Yeah, hermaphrodite. Yeah.
That's weird, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he had the ball.
Yeah.
And he had the...
Well, what happened was he was born, right?
Obviously.
And the doctor said, there you go. Lovely little boy and girl. So the mum was like, what? So he said...
No, I don't think the doctor was sarcastic.
Yeah,
I don't think the doctor was, sort of dissing them.
Yeah.
There you go. What do you mean, doctor? We'll have a look. There's the cock, there's the minge. Alright, see you later. What are you gonna call hit? But doctor, what do you mean? Have a look. He wasn't sarcastic. He didn't give
Doctor,
clues.
tell me what you mean. Give me a straight answer.
He probably went, oh shit, she's got a cock. He didn't go... He wasn't sarky to the parents.
No, but I'm just getting across, do you know what I mean? I always had a little bit just to...
Yeah, I know you do, yeah. You should be a
news.
newsreader. Be brilliant.
So there's a little kid lying there.
Yeah.
And the mum says, you know, what am I gonna do then? So, the doctor... I mean, I'm condensing this, it was like an hour long.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he says, she said, what will I do? And the doctor said, well, he's not sort of well hung.
Right.
Oh,
So,
he's not sort of well hung. This doctor has been struck off since for saying these things.
It was a real doctor, it wasn't Dr. Fox.
Yeah. Right, go on.
So the doctor said, so I recommend that we make it a woman.
Right.
So, they sort of do a little bit of...
Jiggery pokery.
Yeah, a little bit of work. And
I don't think that's true, Carl.
No, it was on the programme.
But I think they can tell, really what they were meant to be from their chromosomes, can't they? They can tell whether they're X, Y, Y, or
Yeah,
X.
it's not very well hung.
No, I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, because back then, when this was going on,
Yeah, no,
right,
I'm just thinking they might not have had to.
the doctors then thought if you had a kid, right, and you thought, it's a bit ugly, maybe it'll have a better life if it was a fella. If it was a girl and it's a bit ugly and you think it's gonna get hard time.
Right, don't talk shite.
What?
What? That a doctor would go, right, you've had a young girl, I'll tell you what, she's a pig, let's pop a cock on her. Don't
No,
talk
I'm not saying,
shite.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, say if you have like I say, a girl. I just think it's harder if a girl's ugly and
Yeah.
she's growing up.
Yeah.
She has a harder time.
Yeah.
Don't you agree with that? If
Possibly,
but-
but you don't
but they
change
don't
someone
change-
when
No, yeah.
you don't change their gender
No,
because they're
I'm just
because
saying
of
what I'm saying is the Elephant Man would have had a harder time if it was Elephant Woman. Is what I'm saying. But listen to me, listen. What the doctor was saying is, if you get a baby before it's 2,
Yeah.
back then they thought you could sort of say, well, instead of giving it a go-kart, give it dolls to play with.
Right, back when? What are we talking about?
the Middle Ages.
We put a song on, come back to this.
Yeah, it's Bruce Springsteen, Atlantic City. Bruce Springsteen, Atlantic City, on XFM 104.9. Okay, look, have another go, Carl. What were you saying? As an hermaphrodite, yeah, he was born with both sets. The doctor said he's not well hung, let's lose that.
Let's get rid of that.
Let's
Make
make
it
it
a
into a
woman.
girl. Okay. I'm with you so far, go on then.
So, anyway, gets away with it a little bit in the early years. Right. Starts going to school, gets away with it a little bit,
Sure.
right? But then, do you know when you get to that age and your head goes all funny? Like when you're a teenager and you sort of, I don't know, your skull goes...
Mine never did.
What are you talking about?
No.
Yes,
That
what do you
sort
mean
of
your head goes all
teenage
funny?
years when you look a bit odd. Do you know what I mean? You go from being quite a good-looking person and then your body starts growing.
At a different rate, so
Yeah,
you never know you never know till 21 whether you're going to be a looker or not, or whether it was just...
Yeah.
I know,
Right.
go on.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
So,
Your head grew outwards at exactly the same rate, didn't it? That's why it's
Your
circle.
head grew faster than your hair.
He's got a lovely head of hair, but just below the skull.
Yeah.
He's got a little afro in there, but it just couldn't get through the follicles. It couldn't catch up the skull. Expanding. Oh, bless him. Oh, come on, Baldy.
But the thing is, right, so you see these pictures of the lad stroke woman
Yeah.
who's trying to be a woman at the age of 14, 15.
Yeah.
She's got one of them big heads,
Right.
like a
okay.
lad. Doesn't, she starts having a hard time. She doesn't want to play with the mates, with the dolls and all that. She's more into go-karting and that sort of thing. Gets to an older age.
Yeah.
Decides to go back. Is now sort of with a woman and having a life of a fella.
But did he did the doctor keep it for him in case he needed it?
No, he's had one put on though.
Has he? Where'd he get that from?
Dunno, maybe that bondage shop.
What do they do when they do that? Do they put on a... What do they do? Maybe someone could call in and tell us. If you're a woman, and you have a...
Do you want to speak to someone who's got that information?
Yeah, I do want to know. What do they
If
use
you've got
it
that information, I don't want to talk to
Do
them.
they construct one? Do they construct it?
From plasticine.
Or do they whack on a dead one?
What?
What?
Whack on a dead one?
Yeah.
What? What? That's not, it's not, what do you mean? No.
When a woman has a knob put on
Yeah.
to have a sex change, where do they get it from? Is it constructed? Do they find, like, I don't
From
know...
a donor.
A donut?
From a donor.
Oh, well, yeah. A donor?
A
What?
donor, yeah.
Yeah, but presumably it's like
Maybe there's someone who wants
after
to
they're
become-
dead, I mean.
No, I thought maybe
Very
there's-
few people, it's not like giving someone a kidney and then sort of
Maybe,
like
it is,
celebrating
maybe
with
if you're
them.
a guy and you want to become a woman, you've
That's
got one to
true.
spare.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, a swap.
Yeah, just do a little swap, probably on the internet or something.
Or Noel Edmonds.
What do you mean? What,
On Swap Shop.
He's not a man.
No, but he could go, we got a fella here who, got a lovely, nearly new, unused piece. Wants,
Yeah, Keith Chegwin out in
What's-
kind of Bognor Regis.
wants a couple of tits and a fanny for that, so, call in.
It reminds me of the, do you remember the John Wayne Bobbitt story? Which
Yeah.
it's always seemed odd to me. I never really kind of got all the information. Do you remember that one, Karl, where the woman cut off her husband's penis because he
When he
was
was
adulterous or
sleeping.
something? I think he was sleeping, and she drove off. I think he
threw it
woke
in the
up
woods.
quite quickly.
Yeah, that's so much better than the
Exactly,
alarm
than
clock,
the alarm
isn't it?
call, yeah.
Yeah.
And she threw it out. She threw it out of the car
window.
into the woods,
Yeah.
and he went and found it.
Yeah.
But imagine if he'd got to the hospital and they'd sewn it back on, and he'd gone, "That's bigger than I remember." I'm not sure this is mine.
How many of you cut us where we done pull the
We
knobs?
done pull the
That's
knobs
where-
down there.
Yeah. That
That was an extraordinary story. And then, bizarrely, he became a porn star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very strange life that man's had.
Well, it is a bit of a shock to the system, isn't it? Oh, cutting your knob off.
I know.
Do you remember that, French bloke, the performance artist of, 1910? Do you remember him?
No.
He, as a performance art, he cut his, in a theatre, he cut his knob off to a crowd of people. Now,
What?
yeah.
That's only a one-night trick, though, isn't it?
Exactly. But what if there'd been a bang outside?
They went
and
encore. He went, what?
Yeah, or they looked outside because a car backfired. He
Yeah.
went, "Do you see that?" I go, "What?" I go, "Oh, just cut the..." Did you? Yeah. Think of that.
Sacre bleu.
I know. French are funny, aren't they? Cutting your knob off for your art.
Weird, isn't it?
Longview. Further on XFM 104.9.
As we're having so much fun with penises,
Yeah.
I thought perhaps I should just mention...
That's a slogan.
We should just mention this story, briefly, it's in the paper today. A Russian is selling what he claims is Hitler's mummified penis for £12,000.
Yeah.
Ivan Zadurprov says his ex-Red Army soldier dad hacked it off as a souvenir after storming the tyrant's Berlin bunker after his suicide in 1945.
Yeah. Not.
You
Why
convinced?
did he wait till now?
Yeah.
He's found out that. That might get a bit of £12,000.
It doesn't seem a great deal. Doesn't seem a great deal of money, really.
Well, it's useless, isn't it?
True.
You're not going to be able to use it. It's not going to be able to. It's not going to be a donor. Imagine that if you walked round.
Yeah. You'll never... Making love to a girl, you'll never believe who this is.
yeah. You never believe who's doing you, love.
Exactly. This is gonna freak you out.
This is, just relax.
Exactly.
Okay, sit down now. Was
I
that
got a
all
little
right?
surprise for
It was
you.
brilliant, yeah, so you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Right, are
Did you
you
know
a fan of the Third Reich?
Exactly.
Well, no, awful racist. Okay, let's go a different tack.
Yeah.
You did like the sex. I love the sex. Okay, then. Yeah, it's not gonna be Hitler's knob, is it?
But I like the idea that, I mean, you're you're in the Red Army.
Yeah.
You've just stormed Berlin.
Yeah.
1945. You crash into the bunker.
You've gone through terrible. How you've lost 20 million comrades.
Unbelievable.
Oppression
It's been
everywhere.
going on for years.
You're in there, you see the man.
Yeah, here he is, he's dead.
He's dead, the
figurehead and leader of one of the most despicable, you know.
You turn to your friends, there's a tear in your eye.
Yeah. And your immediate thought is, I ought to chop off his todger.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I said Bagsy. I said Bagsy
is Winkle.
I said Bagsy is Winkle outside. Whoever it was. Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna be Hitler. Brilliant.
It's just, I can't, it just doesn't make sense. It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. And I don't know how is he expecting to prove this? Because I want some proof.
Well, I think that's why he said that. He probably started off with, I've got Hitler's face. And they went, brilliant. Oh, let's have a look at it. What do you mean let's have a look? Well, just check Hitler's face. So obviously I know what he looks like. Oh, yeah. No, it's not. Yeah, you know what no, it's not his face. What wouldn't you know what it looked like? Well, I mean, no one's ever seen his genitals. That's what I've got.
Yeah.
I've got his.
It's got a little swastika on it.
Is that proof, is it?
Yeah, little
Have you got his ball? Well, no, the Albert Hall's got one, his mother's got the other, so I don't know.
See, the Albert Hall, I would have thought, would probably be paying that £12,000, because apparently they've already got his ball.
Yeah, they got one of his balls.
They got one of his balls in the Albert Hall, his mother's got the other.
Yeah.
But if they got the Todger
If they can track down the one his mother's got, they would have a complete set of Hitler's.
I'm just hoping it doesn't fall into the hands of some kind of crazed genetic scientist.
What, could clone it from his knob?
Could clone Hitler.
Back to, I don't even want to think about the future if that's the sort of way we're going.
Exactly.
If that's the sort of way we're going, Carl, I'd rather not know about it.
What do you make of it, Carl?
Weird, isn't it?
It is weird. I mean, I don't want to go on for this too long. We've probably got about a minute left for the first half hour, and I reckon should can this sort of...
What, 30 minutes of genital talk?
Just quickly, there's one in a museum, I think it's like that London Museum.
What? One what?
Well, do you know like how people are buying weird stuff and that to put in museums?
Yeah.
There's this device that, but I mean, think about it, years and years ago they used to torture people, didn't they?
Yeah.
Really badly. And the device that they've got...
There's no real good torture, but go on, I see your point.
Yeah, but this device, right, think about it, you've done something really bad years ago.
Yeah.
Right, and you're thinking, oh, what are they gonna do? You know what I mean? Could do anything here, it could be the end for me. The device they've got is this thing that you put on your bits, as a fella, and it's sort of metal, so it means you can't sort of, you know, get excited. It puts a stop to you, sort of...
That wasn't a torture device. I think it was a Victorian thing to stop, adolescent boys wanking. They used to have things like wrist things as well with, like, spikes on them. It's not a torture device.
Isn't that?
Well, not really. Imagine that being captured by
No,
right, you're never gonna get hard on again. Alright. Not really a torture device, is it?
And there wasn't that many nice looking women wandering about anyway about then, was there? Didn't get excited about stuff.
What are you talking about?
Well, the filth, it stunk and everything back then. Right, we've covered that. No more of that talk now, right? Let's move on.
Filthy,
all Victorian women, filthy and stinky.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Bit of Rolling Stones and set up the old songs of phrase.
Stones, Beast of Burden. We've not played it before. It's an absolute jam. The Rolling Stones, Beast of Burden. Can I just take this opportunity, Rick, to say to Sir Mick Jagger, happy 60th birthday this year, Mick.
Happy 60th birthday this year.
Yeah.
Was it today?
No. I don't know.
Well, otherwise you'd be saying happy birthday to everyone every day.
No, because I don't know Mick Jagger, do I? So I'm just taking the opportunity, in case he happens to be listening today, to wish him a 60th. Happy 60th, or someone who knows him.
What about Brian Ferry? What about Brian Ferry?
How's Brian?
Well, I mean, he's got a birthday this year.
Ferry. I'm not going to wish Brian Ferry a birthday.
Happy birthday,
really,
Brian.
Well.
Silence is easy. Star Sailor on XFM 104.9. Right, it's the quiz of the week.
If you want to go out and do some shopping, this is probably a good time, and come back again for about 15:15.
But don't forget, what I will say is, even though these clues, we're going to do songs of phrase, by the way, where Karl picks out a phrase that he might have said once, tries to find words from songs to put it together. You've got to guess as many as you can, song or artist, I can't remember. But even though you might look at it and go, that's mental, I don't know any of them, you might win if you get 2 right. I mean, I think the winner last week got about 3 out of 3
Well, I have to be honest with you, I mean, last week, Rockbusters, surprisingly, was a very, very popular quiz.
Yeah.
It just happened to be awful.
Yeah.
This one is pitiful. I mean, it's truly atrocious.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't even have a fan base. I mean, there's no one championing this one, Carl. Last week, seriously, mate, I got about
Carl's
seven or 8 replies.
Oh, God, that's terrible. That was like when you told a kid that you couldn't afford a Christmas present this year. Look at his face!
Yeah, it is a bit distraught.
Carl,
It's like Chris Evans' face when they said they were cancelling Girls and Boys. It's like, but I can come up with great TV game shows like that. No, you can't, Chris. Not anymore.
Oh, his little glasses slid down his nose.
I'm the guy who don't forget your toothbrush.
Yeah. What was that money you owe me? No, you owe us. Oh, can't believe it.
Alright, so... will I just play it to you and
whatever,
you
Carl?
try and work out what the phrase is?
Sorry, it's a phrase that might have once been uttered on this show.
It was said last week.
Oh, right.
Alright, okay, brilliant.
Alright, here we go.
I know you're just 16, but looking all of 21.
Right, I can't hear it.
I know what that is. That's ridiculous.
What was
right?
it?
What it is it's something like, right, you're only 16, but you look 26, and the Chinese look older than they are or something, because he said that. The Chinese don't age well. That is mental, Carl. It's the most convoluted, ridiculous, racist piece of material ever to be uttered on radio.
Play it again.
I know you're just 16, but looking all of 21.
That's... Okay, you're just 16 and looking all 21. That's because the Chinese look older. Carl, you've gone mental.
Alright.
Oh, that is amazing. So, there you go, the well-known phrase, you're 16, looking all of 21, that's because the Chinese look older. Well-known phrase there, sweeping the nation. That'll be up there with "was up," and "shut that door." If they do a poll. Right.
Okay, play it once more. We're after the artists.
Just the artists.
Yeah.
I know you're just 16, but looking all of 21.
That's... Unbelievable.
Alright, let me tell you what the prizes are. We've got, I assume this is the new album from Mower. Everyone's going crazy for Mower. I've not heard people stop talking about Mower. But there it is. We got the new album from the Webb Brothers, which might be quite good. The Polyphonic Spree album, the best dance album in the world ever, which is ideal perhaps if you're having a barbecue and you've got lots of 8-year-old children coming.
The Polyphonic Spree, I look at them and I think, well, you know, they're a pretty good band, but if that album sounds like a million, you're gonna make like 40 quid each.
I know, it's extraordinary.
I mean...
They're the sort of indie equivalent of the So Solid crew.
Yeah, you're not gonna make any money. The manager's getting 20%.
Exactly, yeah. And also on DVD, Red Dwarf Series 1, so, some absolutely barnstorming places.
And if you can identify what artist are using this well-known racist phrase, that's because the Chinese look older.
Play it once more, Carl.
One more time.
I know you're just 16, but looking all of 21.
That's... Oh,
Ricky.Gervais at xfm.co.uk.
Play a record. This is Radio Experience. Panic, the Smiths on XFM 104.9. Well, we've done the first half hour, which is mainly genital related. Then we've kicked in with, some racism. You have to guess what artist.
It seems appropriate at this juncture just to mention something that's in the paper today. Dominic Mohan, I know you're a big fan, and as am I. He is just writing about the demise of Radio 1, or as he perceives it, and talking about the Radio 1 breakfast show, and apparently it's lost lots of listeners. And he says, talking of the BBC, it must act swiftly to replace Sarah Cox and look to exciting and inspirational figures like Jonathan Ross, Ant and Dec, Johnny Vaughan, or Ricky Gervais to try and save Radio 1.
He's right.
I mean...
He's right.
Has he ever heard this show? What is he talking about? All those other acts, they're dynamite. I can't genuinely, That's someone who said I quite like Ricky Gervais show, but he's never, he can't have listened. I mean, can you imagine what we just played? Or in fact, can you imagine the last 50 minutes on Radio 1, on The Breakfast Show?
Well, we could pre-record it though, so I wouldn't have to get up early.
Sure.
That's not your point, is it?
That's not really
No, your point is the quality of what we're doing, not well, how early it is. Sure. Get it,
What would you provide though, Ricky, do you think, if you went to Radio 1? What sort of, because I mean, obviously...
Wank, oops. I can do all that.
Because I mean, obviously our time at XFM is gonna basically...
I'd be the furry shreddy.
Right.
Yeah, so I'd get that.
Would you have some wacky catchphrases?
I think I would.
You'd bring back Holy Fook, presumably.
Holy fuck, yeah. Oh, ding dong. Oh, hello, it's my little Chinese neighbour. Hello, what's your name? My name is Holy Fuck. Hello. Look at Karl, he's just going, oh,
I don't know, you didn't even do the Chinese accent that time.
Well, that'd be racist.
Okay, sure.
I mean, yeah,
Sure.
it's just his name's Holy Fuck, and there's nothing
wrong
or
with that.
funny about that.
So yeah, you'd have that, you'd have
have that.
crazy comedy characters, you'd probably have some wacky quizzes.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's Dirty Old Queer. Hello.
Now he's a new character to me, I'm quite excited, he sounds very modern and contemporary.
Yeah.
A new spin.
Yeah.
On an old idea.
Yeah.
Just tell us a little bit more.
Oh, wow, he's an actor, isn't he? And
Right.
and he likes to, take it up.
Alright, well, that's just, if anyone from Radio 1 is listening, and
Yeah.
they've listened to Dominic Mohan in the paper, they thought, yes, you're right, we need some new blood at Radio 1. Ricky Gervais has got a myriad of comedy characters.
Yeah. Whack, oops. I can do sound
You can
effects.
do sound effects.
So-
You could probably do funny voices like Chris Moyles, couldn't you?
Yeah. Wow. Not as good, but I mean, I can...
What about comedy songs like Moyles?
Again, not as good, but I mean...
Do you remember when Moyles rather hilariously changed the words of This Is My Moment by Martin McCutcheon to This Is My Motor?
we listened to it though, didn't we?
Unbelievable.
I remember when he was doing a competition, this was pathetic, wasn't it? We were listening to, Radio 1 once on our house, right? And, I don't know why, we just wanted to, I think it was research, wasn't it, for the office?
Yeah.
And, he was doing this, he had to phone in with...
We were listening to idiots and...
no, I'm not saying that. And he was doing this competition, you had to call in with, some, songs that are golf related. And people were phoning up going, drive the cars. He was going, drive the cars, good. And I was on that phone, I must have wasted about 40 quid, and I wanted to get through and go, hello, Chris, it's not Milesy, yeah? It's Derek here, I got one. Oh, go on then, Derek, what is it? Something like Spandau Ballet with golfy golf cart and that. And I just wanted to, and I waited, and just, I thought the joke's on us.
Yeah.
I waited on phone bill just to say something stupid. Oh dear.
Oh.
This show's better than this.
Yeah, anyway, if you've got any hilarious golf-related song titles that you'd like to email in...
What's the number?
Oh, let me email in.
ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. What would a song title be if perhaps we were doing something about, I don't know, air travel?
Yeah.
If you've got any crazy ideas, email in, we'd love to hear them.
Yeah. Brilliant. I've got a thought of another golf one.
Okay.
You know, Duran Duran? Something down the fairway or something, say like that. Alright?
Girls on the putting green? Or
Yeah.
something?
Alright?
Yep.
Oh, hello. Have you introduced it? My name's Holy Fuck. I'm Dirty Old Queer. I could do all that. Ding dong. Whack, oops. Elbow. Fallen Angel. See, they're the odd one out, you see, because of what they're like, and who they are and how successful they are, I can imagine saying, will you please welcome to the stage, Elbow.
Indeed.
But
yeah.
I wouldn't have. On paper, I'd have thought that was
a terrible band name.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. There are exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Boomtown Rats.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I'd have thought that was I mean, I think it is a bad name.
It is a bad name.
But you can imagine it happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's bad name. So call in if you've got email addresses and let's call in with funny observations on life and shit. So, well, it's going well, isn't it? That's halfway through. Well, Karl, what do you think?
Yeah, it's been alright. It's been alright.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of bases.
We haven't taught them anything.
Not taught them anything.
No, I think
we taught them to tune into a different station.
Yeah, I think Heart 106.2 is probably picking up a few of our listeners as we speak.
Yeah.
Who's on at the moment?
Don't know. Doesn't matter on there, does it? They just sort of...
Don't slag them off.
No, I'm not slagging them off. I'm just saying I don't think... You tune in because you want to hear Simply Red and that, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Well, they play other great stuff as well.
Magic is the one that I love, because I only ever listen to it in a cab.
Yeah.
If I'm in a minicab.
Good, that's good. That is a good station.
But Magic is dynamite. But I know for Magic, the DJs have got like 5-hour shifts. It's incredible. They're all...
And they do read their own news.
I know. It's like they've cut out any expenditure on that channel. It's just some old records, and one guy has to go on for 5 hours, read his own news, his own travel. There's nothing else.
I saw a bloke struggling once. He sort of wants to be a bit of a sort of comedian, and he does one link. It's sort of one sort of 15-second link between each record. Goes, that's Celine Dion. There's a story in the paper again that people were late for work on the Underground because there was leaves on the track. Just wondering if leaves are ever late for work because there's people on the track. It's simply red. Oh, bless him.
It's the only thing he's got to come up with them for like 5 hours.
He's been sweating. Boy's going, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself.
Share's almost finished.
Thinking this story about war on Iraq. Imagine if I can't do this anymore. I can't imagine
if humans have become extinct.
With leaves.
Dinosaurs would still around.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my God, look at Karl's face when I said that.
The man moth.
Yeah.
They've cloned a man moth.
No, but that's the sort of thing I think we need now, right? We've covered a lot of stuff.
What, education?
Teaching, yeah.
Well, okay, what do you want to know?
Don't know.
Have you got something? Can you educate us on anything?
I've been reading bits
So
and
could we
bobs.
bring back just for one night only, educating Ricky?
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah? Do you think it warrants that?
I don't know enough about it. You know what I mean?
About what?
It sounds perfect. Play the jingle.
Oh, educating Ricky. He's getting smarter.
A couple of things happened in the week that I read about.
Okay.
Keeping up on what's going on in that.
Sure.
Yeah.
One was about that Galileo fella.
Okay.
Was it about 1636? Was it?
I think it might have been
not
earlier.
bad.
Go on.
Did some stuff with light and that? Is he,
Yeah, he did lots of physical experiments, yeah.
Is that it then, Karl, is it? He
That's
did
that
some
sort of
stuff with light and that.
What did he do with light? What was that?
Well, I think he invented the first,
Telescope.
telescope. So I think it's a particular lens though, and he did experiments where he dropped famously two different, weighted, balls from Pisa, and, they hit the ground at the same time, showing that doesn't matter, the weight doesn't matter, but air resistance does and stuff like that.
I think he probably explained it a bit better than that.
Yeah, but I'm talking to Karl.
But did they need to know
He's
stuff?
just thinking about pizza.
Yeah.
Did they need to know stuff like that back then?
What do you mean, did they need to know stuff like that? It's just,
There weren't people going around going, I've got to drop these two things off the Leaning Tower of Pizza. I just don't know which one's going to land first.
yeah, I need to know. What do you need to
Bring me
know about?
Galileo.
Yeah.
It's for a bet.
Yeah.
No, but if I was knocking about then, I'd be like, stop messing with that. We need a telly. Or, do you know what I mean?
I bet he thinks the Flintstones is real.
I know.
That'd be brilliant. That's what I'd do if I was a caveman. I'd make a telly out of rock.
Yeah.
And a pelican
And a
and
car
a
that I
cement
just
mixer.
ran along the road with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we need a car.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't really got the internal combustion engine. Can you stick your feet through the bottom? Yeah, just get me a car, for Christ's sake.
Anyway, so I learnt that. And
Yeah.
then,
What?
He learned his name.
Yeah.
Other people I learned the
Brilliant.
name of this week.
Oh, if a chimp could watch telly. Go on, Karl, go on.
and there was also a fella in the week who said, that women shouldn't be wearing trousers.
Why?
Because they don't look good in them.
Right, who was this man and from what era
French
did he-
fella. Last week,
Did he mean walk around naked?
he just said, women should wear skirts rather than trousers because no woman looks good in a pair of pants.
Right. How old was he?
It's probably about 67.
Uh-huh.
About that, 67, 68.
Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't happy with that. What do you think? What do you think about that?
It's rubbish.
Yeah.
These are the only things that have caught your eye over the last couple of weeks. This is the entire news.
Galileo did something with light. A French fella said women shouldn't wear trousers. See, that to me wouldn't pass as education.
It's not education.
I don't know where you could ever use that. I don't know when that would ever be applicable to life.
I just like reading stuff that sort of reminds me of. Do you know what I mean? If I read it and it gets me thinking, I think that's a good little piece.
But, I mean, but surely can't you just sort of like sit near something that vibrates to keep your brain going? Or shake your head every now and again? I mean, what does this do? You mean it makes you start using your brain?
But what aspect of a Frenchman said women shouldn't wear trousers got your mind working? What questions were you
Because I
asking
thought
after that?
that's a bit daft, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And I
it
was
ends there
thinking-
with me. There's nothing else. There's nowhere else for me to go on that.
He closes
Your
the
mind's
gap.
still worrying.
Yeah, go on. What did you think? Let's go through this. Oh, I wish we could download his
I know,
thoughts.
I know.
Just watch it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great, like a DVD?
Like a
added-
cartoon.
imagine that extra footage on the Office DVD.
Yeah, Carl's brain.
That would be
With a commentary.
amazing. Oh, with
What I
a
mean is-
commentary. Go on.
Women wearing trousers and that, right? On the estate that I grew up in,
Yeah.
on, right? There was a woman about 4 houses down, right? Rough. She's the
She
one
was,
who,
or the estate.
she was, right?
Yeah.
She's the one whose kid took a horse into her house.
Yes.
Right.
Now, we won't go over that again.
No.
If you're a new listener, I think we covered. I think they get
That's
the
all you
idea,
need to
don't
know.
they? Right.
Yeah.
Now, she used to wear leggings. No, they're a bad idea.
They are a terrible idea. I agree with you there, Carl. If you're a lady of
What
the
colour?
normo
Were
persuasion...
they pink?
No, they were sort of black, but with all bits on them.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
What,
Yeah.
toast and
Just
horse
bits.
droppings. Yeah, go on, yeah.
And she used to, she's quite a big woman.
Sure.
Pauline Quirk, I think
Yeah,
we
well,
described her as.
Look like a light bulb when
It
she was
is those
bending
kind of
over in
women that are
leggings.
attracted to leggings.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
They are drawn to them like a moth. Sort of flame.
Yeah.
She used to wear them, and that's what I remember when I read this piece. And she used to work on one of those sex line things.
Right.
Right, she used to do that. But
What, was she, an engineer?
the weird thing with her was, she had big eyelids
Right.
Go on.
that were too big, and this is what I was thinking.
What
right?
do you mean she had big eyelids? How big do eyelids have to be for you to go, they're big eyelids? What was she shoplifting with them? Would she come out of Dixon's with, like, radio stored in them? What do you mean she
No,
had
it
big
was
eyelids?
it was another one of them popular things round our way. Do you know? Like,
What do you mean popular things? They didn't
people
go,
had
they go, oh, I say what, they're all the rage. Can I get some big eyelids, please?
No. It was just like one of them things that people suffered with. Just big eyelids. They could hardly open their eyes.
What do you mean? What do you mean? That's one of them popular things round where I grew up. People had big eyelids, they could hardly open their eyes. What does that mean? What sort of freak town were you born in? You had webbed feet people with big heads, you got women with big eyelids. What does big eyelids mean?
Are you confusing her with the horse?
yeah. Did she have hooves? Look, what?
Just too much skin. It was like the neck of a chicken, but on the eyes.
What's your point? Anyway, so there's this big eyelidded woman with the
And
legs.
that's what I'm saying to you, though. That's when I read that story with people with trousers.
Yeah.
I went from that.
Yeah.
To
into
a
that.
woman who used to have big eyelids. I still don't know the point.
But then, and also the other bloke who had the eyelid problem was a mate of mine.
Right.
His dad had it, and same problem, massive eyelids.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I used to say to my mum, I'm going round to, Dave's house.
Yeah.
And,
Or Drew
say,
Pig,
well,
as you call him.
that's alright, but make sure his dad doesn't take you out in the car. Because he could hardly... he could hardly see. He had to have his head...
He gets to tilt his head back to keep his eyelids
Make
open.
sure! Did he have a couple of matches with him at all times?
What a load of gobbledygook.
I know.
But this began as educating Ricky.
I know,
So
it's
what,
like
he was
people
thinking,
with eyelids.
But it's like you're supposed to make that leap as well.
Yeah.
If I mentioned the trousers, Ricky will probably be thinking about people with big eyelids and women wearing leggings.
Play a record, Carl.
Got nonsense.
Adverts.
No. Oh, alright. Muse, time is running out on XFM 104.9.
Just a couple of emails just to update you on what's coming in here.
Go on.
Natasha has emailed us. She says that she's of Chinese origin, and at 27 she often got mistaken for 24. So your notion that Chinese people don't age well is obviously factually incorrect.
Yeah, well, we didn't need... thank you for phoning, but I mean, honestly, trust us, Natasha, we didn't need you to tell us that. We know Karl is talking absolute nonsense.
Wait till you get to 30.
Oh dear, now this is quite a nice email from Paul. He says, let Karl know that I have a Chinese friend called Oi. Imagine the confusing and amusing situations we get into.
We're out and about in
Yeah.
busy Soho.
Does his surname come here?
Lightning wit from Karl.
Wait
That's nice.
till you're 30.
Yeah, I know.
Brilliant.
But no, actually, we've had a surprising response to Songs of Phrase this week, despite the fact everyone has agreed that it's racialist. They've nevertheless had a go, so keep your answers coming in, because we may as well.
You're a hit, Carl. You're a hit. What, have we still got monkey news?
Yeah, that's still coming up.
Yeah?
Later on.
We're not doing Cheeky Freak of the Week anymore. We're not.
No.
No?
Don't want to upset people and that.
Sure.
But there is a good freaky programme on this week.
Go on.
I think it's on Channel 4.
Yeah.
Got a woman with a big head on it.
No, I think it's BBC Two.
Is it?
Yeah.
Alright, well, look
Unless
out for
there's
that.
2 on, because that would be a great week for you, wouldn't it?
Brilliant. Won't be coming out.
Is that the one when you said... Go on, say what you said when you saw it.
The woman with the head
Yeah.
just said it looks like a cartoon.
I just think...
That's so mean. I don't want to discuss
No,
that.
it's not mean.
It is mean, Carl.
Again, Steve, if we were in a restaurant and I'm arranging to meet her, and I said to the guy on the door, I'm meeting, you know, Lisa, or whatever her name is, yeah?
Right.
What does he look like? Well, looks like a cartoon. I'll be over there. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he'll get mixed up.
What would you
That's
say
I'm
about
saying.
me and Steve again? If you were meeting us?
No, it just starts getting nasty, doesn't it?
I'm meeting, Karl Pilkington. We're very busy. What does he look like? He looks like Charlie Brown grew up. He's got a complete little round, bald head, and he's got a gormless look on his face. He's over there, mate.
Yeah.
Alright? That started the ball rolling for you, Carl. I love that it's okay to say what you like about people. If you go, yeah, but if I was looking for her in a restaurant...
I know, but...
Yeah.
And why have you arranged to go on a date with this woman?
Be a good night out.
For her or for you?
Well, I'd like to have a chat with her. You know what I mean? Just find out what worries her and... Do you know what I mean? Because some girls
People
worry
like
about
you.
things.
Yeah.
Like their hair being a mess and that.
Yeah.
With her, it's like, at least your problems. Do you know what I mean?
Fine, alright, well let's move on, mate. We're not doing Cheeky Freak of the Week anymore.
No.
Let's do something nice. Let's talk nicely about things.
What's happened nice in the world, Carl? What do you like in the world? When you get up, when you go, oh, that was a brilliant day, What do you do when you go, oh, that was brilliant? We had a game of snooker. You like snooker, don't you? I mean, you and Steve played snooker last week.
Yeah, but things are always ruined. Do you know what I mean? I might be having a nice time having a game of snooker. And then, you know, we're having a proper battle. And I'm trying to concentrate on taking a shot, and then you'll say things like, look at his little monkey hands. And I'm going for the black. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll say, I'm just going to the toilet. And then one of you will follow me in and peer over the door.
Oh, yeah! Tell that one. That was when you were actually in a cubicle sitting down, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Steve Merchant's head appeared and went, alright. And you went, what if that wasn't me? Oh, that was great.
Doing a George Michael on me.
That is one of the benefits of being very tall.
You can look over
You
at
can look
Karl.
over the stalls, into my lavatories.
It looks like a giraffe house. You're sitting down there and you look up, right? And he's peering over the top.
Oh, the fun we have.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
But anything intelligent. we
It's
can
like
talk
the
about.
monkeys. We are like the monkeys. Oh, we are three. I wanted to write a thing for the darkness. I want to write like the new monkeys.
Like a TV show.
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, okay. Well, if they're listening, or their radio show, a record company are listening, or their manager, big fan of the Darkness, my favourite.
Hang on, don't make a promise
Well,
like that.
no, my favourite band at the moment, we'll do a pilot, them and
No,
the Monkeys.
but don't make
Running
that
round,
promise.
speed it up, they can have their songs in it, they can write songs specially for us.
What if they
And it's
can't
them-
act?
And it's them, they can act, they just act themselves running round. We're getting people like McGee and that, to come in and sort of be the actors, and,
Yeah.
you know, all those posh actors that appear in Ali G and that.
It sounds like a lot of hard work.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, forget it.
Knock it on the head.
Yeah, let's play Radiohead. Radiohead and Let Down off OK Computer on XFM 104.9. Right, let's think of some nice stuff then.
Annoyed I was yesterday.
Go on.
Just got off the train, and, guy comes up to me, and he says, excuse me, can you spare some change? I'm from Liverpool, and I'm homeless. And I was so angry. I was in a bad mood anyway, and I just wanted to say to him, well, there's your mistake. Go back to Liverpool. That's why you're homeless. You're in London.
Well, he might have been
You
homeless in
idiot.
Liverpool and thought...
Well, why'd you come down here?
Well, where would you rather be homeless? Liverpool or London?
Well, Algarve.
Well, no, but I mean, I'd certainly... Do you know what I mean?
But just, why am I supposed to say I'm from Liverpool and I'm homeless? Why is that supposed to be a persuading factor? Just annoyed me. I thought there was enough problems here already.
He's going for a double sympathy vote.
Yeah.
I'm homeless and I'm a Liverpool.
He could have just said I'm from Liverpool. I'd have given him some change. Guy he was from Manchester once. I gave him my sandwich.
Yeah.
There's a thing the other night, right, they do this programme, it's only on in London, so if you listen out of London you won't know about it, but it's about, Oxford Street, right? And,
About all the thieving that goes
it's
on
like
and stuff.
thieving,
Yeah.
you know, drug problems on the streets and that.
Yeah.
You know, what gets on people's nerves, those people with the boards, you know, golf sale and all that. And, there's this bit that concentrated on the homeless problem, right? And, he said, you know, this fella looks after the homeless, he goes up to him, says, how you doing? Are you hungry? Do you need food and that? He said, you know, a lot of people worry about the homeless, but we do try and look after them. And the Salvation Army were there, and they said, and this is where they can come if they need anything, if they need any food, or, any clothes, if the shoes are worn out. And he said, oh, can we have a look at that, right? So they go in this little room where all the clothes are, and they go, and there's like a load of jumpers for them in the winter in the cold. And the camera sort of pans across. A load of ties.
Right.
For the homeless.
What?
Ties. The
Ties for the homeless?
Round the neck, like, to look smart.
No, they use them as belts. I've seen a lot of...
Or as a lead for their dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you talking about, ties?
That's what they did. They said, and here's the room with all the stuff in it. Right? Jumpers for the homeless. Jumpers, shirts, trainers, and you got a load of ties. Nobody wanted one.
Some evening dress, and they got a formal function.
Any cravats? Now, where's the cummerbunds?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of being homeless outside the Royal Albert Hall tonight.
Yeah.
That's where the real pickings are.
I'm breaking in the back door of the Savoy this evening.
Oh, dear.
Another charity thing that I was reading about the other day that they're doing.
Do they give them trainers? Because I've seen a lot of tramps with new trainers, and I think there must be like a equivalent of a soup kitchen where they get shoes, because that's it must be, yeah. Otherwise, that's weird, isn't it? You get you blow any money, you beg all day and get a nice new pair of Nike. Yeah, no, don't waste it on clothes. Get some tenants. Get some, special brew. That's the best value. Go on.
Some smack.
Go on.
If you've got a lot of worries, on the street.
Little starter bag.
Take your mind off it.
Yeah, I know.
Take your mind off it.
Yeah.
But that's weird you say that, because, you know, a trainer's the most important thing, because, like, you know all the problems in Africa.
Sure.
Right? Lot of problems going on there.
Yeah.
The other day, they're asking for people to send their spectacles to Africa.
Right.
Would you be happy if you were over there and, like, you're hungry and that? And then they say, here you go.
Well, yeah, but it must be for a reason. I don't think it's...
they've got bad eyes and that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think they go around... It's not like when you see those things on Live Aid and there's people dying but they're putting specs on them.
No, I think that's what it is.
No, it's not, Carl! They sort out
what they
food and medication before they put a little pair of specs on the lads.
That isn't how he came across in the advert.
I think they probably walk hand in hand. You know, the people handing out the food are also, you know, walking alongside guys with the specs and they're handing them out as well.
But what have they got to look at?
What?
They don't own anything. They'll realise how bad everything is. God, it's rubbish here, isn't it? I tell you, I try and help out the world. I've joined a little charity thing. They pay me £5 a month.
Yeah.
I'm all up for helping.
Yeah.
But sometimes you think, what can we do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What can we do?
Okay, what can we do?
We can't do anything.
Okay. Play a record.
We were talking about the debt the other day. I was reading up on the amount of debt that South Africa are in and that, and it's just like, that's without any shops. Do you know what I mean? If they had shops to spend the money on, there'd be murder.
That third world debt isn't because they bought too many smeg fridges from us. It's shopping. Look, who's been shopping? I have. Oh, well, you've gone over the top. You're on a budget now. You're getting nothing but grain and blankets for the next year because you go mental. Who
just spent £1 billion in Dixon?
Oh God!
Forthcoming single from The Thrills, that's called Santa Cruz.
On XFM 104.9.
We were just talking about people who do good work, you know, wandering up and down Oxford Street, giving stuff to the homeless and things. And I was at they have a little kind of music festival back in my hometown of Bristol, periodically in the summer. They can never really attract any decent acts, but, you know, we support it anyway.
Not even Portishead?
No, they never
Tricky?
No. I think that, well, this year it was Robert Plant. who sang lots of old blues covers, and people were quite bored until he played Whole Lot of Love at the end, and then we sort of went, really? You should have done all the old Led Zeppelin and stopped playing all this other nonsense we're not interested in.
So how we set this for next time.
Yeah.
Robert, no.
But, I just snuck off into the woods for, you know, a waz, because I'm quite rock and roll like that, and I was passing, and these are a group of people, and I've always thought they never get enough praise, enough credit, and I genuinely, and I mean this entirely sincerely, I really do, I don't mean to be, I'm not taking the mick at all, but the St. John's Ambulance people, they're absolutely blinding, because they all look like nerds. I mean, they all look like they're normally kind of fat women, or kind of blokes.
I think you're doing very well for their new recruitment campaign.
Well,
so,
I was going to say,
I think you're selling it to people who want to join.
This is my point, Rick, is that they've not changed the uniforms in like 40 years. And it is normally, it's normally the kind of, the nerds from your school who went into it or whatever. It's kind of old people. I saw them, they were all sat around in this little area. No one was, you know, nobody just sat around, they were bored, they weren't really enjoying the music. And I thought, look at that, they're not, that fat kid over there, I pointed him out to my mate, I said, see that fat one over there, in the uniform?
With the glasses and the hairbrush forward.
With the glasses, hairbrush forward, the kind of blue navy jumper.
Satchel?
There's a little satchel, yeah. He is never gonna get off with a girl, probably until he's like 30. And even then
it gets to loosen clothes.
And even then it's because he's giving mouth to mouth to her.
Yeah.
Right, and I thought, he's never gonna get anything. And I'll tell you this, all these trendy young girls walking around in their kind of, you know, cool summer gear, in their trendy tie-dye and the like, I'll tell you, when one of them, you know, takes something that's a little bit dodgy that they bought off some guy with dreads, right? And then they're desperate for him, and they zip in there. Oh, quick, my friend's, you know, passing out, she's had a funny turn, and he's straight there with his water and his medication. Oh yeah, they need him then, but he doesn't get any action the rest of the time. You know, and that's what annoyed me about it. I thought, they're doing a bloody good job. They turn up at sports events, at festivals, no one gives them the time of day, you never hear any good praise about them, and they're there, sat there,
Steve,
hot or cold.
Tell me the truth now. Did you join the St. John's Ambulance last week to get some birds?
Got no action.
Really?
I had no action. And I've been passing some dodgy E's around all the festivals.
By the way, your dreads are awful. You can see they're fake.
They're made out of newspaper.
They're awful. You really do look an idiot.
But seriously, I'm all joking aside, I genuinely wanted to give some massive props. If I could give some big ups to the St. John's people, because I genuinely, without any joking, I genuinely think they do a brilliant job.
Could I just say how good I think the Salvation Army are? Because you see those elderly ladies with surgical supports, a lot of them, all look like Thor Herd.
Yep. Well, that's a prerequisite to get into that particular army.
And they play that bloody tambourine, rain or shine.
Yeah.
And they are just, all they're trying to do is, you know, save you from burning in hell. And they don't get any respect.
Have the Salvation Army, do they, like, would they have to get called off?
Yeah.
If all other armies...
it'd be the Gurkhas first, then all the regulars, then the TAs. I think then it's sort of like police.
Lifeguards,
yeah, down to, I think, AA, and then it's the Salvation Army.
Right.
We send in the Salvation Army, obviously, if you know, we lost a lot of casualties, you know, and they're the last to go.
Yeah, but they are all highly trained, aren't they? All those old women, they can kill a man.
Yeah,
with a single blow.
Yeah, yeah. So, good to them, good to John's Ambulance, good to, Salvation Army, you know, big up.
But I think we should just, you know, if I might introduce a new feature every week, let's just give some props, let's just give some massive respect to someone who doesn't get enough respect.
Yeah. Who doesn't get enough respect? Who's done a blinding job? Mother Teresa,
she's gone now, she's gone. She won't be listening anyway.
Who's the best person there is? Who's the best person there is? I'll tell you what, I'm gonna call, either Karl Vorderman or, Esther Anson and say who's the best one you've ever met that, you know, did something.
Yeah.
Alright?
And we'll heap praise upon them next week.
Yeah.
Great.
What?
I just don't like, you know, they know they're doing a good job.
Right.
If I did that job, I want a pat on the back.
You wouldn't need a pat on the back. And
people are starting to, you know, it's like Karl Vorderman, I like her, she's alright, she does a good job. But now that Better Homes, they only tend to turn up at people who have had problems. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, you can have a new kitchen.
Okay, wait. Come on, what do you mean?
No, well, it used to start off and it's like...
I haven't seen Better Homes. What is Better Homes?
They go around and do someone's house up.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But then they get a bit of bad news. And Karl thinks, I'll cheer them up, I'll give them a new kitchen.
Yeah.
And it annoys me because if you haven't had bad news, it doesn't mean you're not worth a new kitchen.
Did you send in an application?
Yeah. You say that I'm bald, I'm from Manchester.
Well, if you'd written that, they'd have rushed round.
Yeah. What do you mean? What they say, so-and-so's had a bad year his mum died, he lost his leg, and all he's ever wanted is a chaise longue and a hostess trolley.
And the annoying thing is, right, they might not be the ones who write in, it might be a neighbour.
Yeah.
But they also get something sorted out for them.
Really?
So even though the neighbours had a bit of bad news, they go, oh, cash in on this one. I'll send a letter into old Karl, tell her that, you know, Mum's passed away.
Yeah.
I'll get a new, conservatory sorted.
Sure.
And sometimes a neighbour gets a better deal than the person who, do you know what I mean? The person who's had a bit of bad news gets like a new little kitchen, whatever. Neighbour next door,
Leave the
conservatory,
kitchen, let it go, Karl.
new decking in the
You had to
in the
pay for your own
garden.
kitchen.
Do
Is
you
it
know what I
done
mean,
now?
though?
Is it all
Yeah,
done
the
now, the kitchen?
kitchen sorted, bathroom these
You had
things.
trouble with the grouting, didn't you?
Yeah, don't worry
Oh
about
no,
that.
we got to do, oh look, play a record, we got to do the results. And then we got to do monkey news.
Could we quickly do the results?
Well, you say we've got to do the results. There's not people hanging on for them.
Let's don't do it, just knock it out there before
Well, let's
we
play a tune, let's come out and do
Eddie
it.
and the Hot Rods, yeah, surely. Eddie and the Hot Rods, do anything you want to do. That's uplifting, isn't it?
Oh.
The drumming. Brilliant. Takes me back, all the way back to 1978 on XFM 104.9.
What were you doing? What were are your memories?
I was actually probably dancing around miming the drums to that in my bedroom. In fact, I remember...
Were you nude?
No, I remember I think I had that
What were
one
you wearing?
on a
What were you
single,
wearing?
but I'd got it from an old jukebox, so it didn't have a middle.
Sure.
Right, I think they're called dinked, right? And so I had to line it up really carefully, and sometimes by the end it would just slightly go out where the record was moving. Well, I just had to... Interesting anecdote there.
Fascinating.
yeah.
What a lovely insight
Since
into
you
your
right for
younger
asking me what I was doing 25 years ago. Karl, quick, the results, then monkey news. I need some monkey news, but I need the results first. I'll play it again and give the answers. Here we go.
Songs of
Competition.
phrase.
Songs of phrase?
Name the artist.
Name the artist.
I know you're just 16, but looking old.
Hue and Cry.
That's... Who's that?
Hang on.
Not our fault.
Well, that's Philip Bailey again. That's too little.
Older.
Right, it was...
That was Roxette. The look.
Yeah. Right, we had, Hue and Cry, started it off.
Yeah.
16. That was Dean Martin. Because
Oh, yeah.
James
That's his
Addiction.
diction, yeah.
Because
Cars. Yeah.
Chinese Philip Bailey.
Philip Bailey, that's second outing he's had.
Look.
Last one, we used him for Chinese, where there was a hairy Chinese kid. He's never got so many royalties being used in racist game shows. Brilliant.
Then Roxette and finishing with George Michael.
Oh dear.
So, that's
Brilliant.
that, right?
Who's the winner?
Well, the winner, actually, it looks to me like he's got all of them here, from Bognor Regis. It's Stuart Birch. Well done, Stuart, and you get that bag of tat.
Bognor Regis.
Yep.
Oh,
Just needed
takes me
address.
back as well.
Yeah, if you just email in your address, Stuart, and you can have those goodies. If you're not interested, don't bother. It's up to you.
Steve. Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
Okay, monkey-related news from Karl Pilkington.
Right, do you know the monkey that went into space?
Yeah.
Yep.
It happened in 1958.
Right.
Now you know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did he do next?
What
he
did the
do
monkey do next?
Yeah.
One appearance on Celebrity Squares and it was like forgotten.
Right,
Yeah, cut a novelty record.
Yeah, just like Rick Waller.
I'll tell you what happened. He got back and all that.
Got that. Heroes welcome.
NASA sort of said, you know, you did a good job. And that's where a lot of people think, you know, it all ended.
Sure.
Yeah.
But NASA were like, well, hang on a minute. We
He's
spent a lot of
trained.
time, we've trained him up and stuff. So he's like, you know, he's saying, sure, you know, I've learnt a lot, I've still got it all, I've kept it all, I know what to do. So they said, right, we'll use you. So he turned into like a bit of a trainer at NASA.
We wanted to send you out on the top of an organ.
yeah. Put on this little bellhop outfit.
Could you smoke fags? I'll have a go.
So they were getting in new monkeys. You know, the main man at NASA was saying, can you teach us the sound? He's going, of course I can. Do you know what I mean? I remember it all, I know what's going on, I'll tell him what button to press, what to do in emergencies, that sort of thing. It was technically sort of employed by the army.
Right,
Because that's
can I just fit in here? I don't know the story, Karl, and I might embarrass myself here. You've got an army of people out there that will probably send me an equally deranged email from a different website, but I'm pretty sure when they sent the monkey into space, it was to monitor his physiology. He didn't press any buttons or learn to dock or take off. It was just the effects of weightlessness and space on, basically a primate. I'm pretty sure he was tied in with electrodes to his head. So,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
I could be proved.
But even if that were the case, and he had learned to press one or two very basic buttons...
Definitely not. Definitely
But
not.
even if it were the case, I'm pretty certain they wouldn't have brought him back to train up Neil Armstrong.
Right, definitely. Go on.
Him going, Neil, what are you going to say when you come out there?
Yeah.
I was thinking of just saying, hello, I'm on the moon.
Hello, it's made of cheese. Don't say that.
Don't
What
say
about... I've noticed that you got little legs, right? But mankind stepped forward. Well, how could I put that?
I was just going to say, hello, I'm on the moon, it's great to be here, wish you were here.
I've got to think so
Hi,
better than that.
Mum.
Yeah, go on.
Anyway, basically, he got back. They sorted him out with a nice pension. He was happy. Because of, like, the rank that he got, he was like, you know, he had loads of medals and stuff. He said, right, we'll make him a colonel. He got that. Like I say, he got a pension. How was the end? He died in 1969. He was buried with his wife. He passed away.
His wife! I'm sure it just goes on to a different website about something completely different. And
Yeah,
it's
you're
just
talking about Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah. His page is missing. Oh, dear.
So...
Well, Karl, if someone could call in, did they train Leica the dog to sort of like, you know, dock and
He never
re-entry?
made it back, did he, like it?
They didn't bother. They didn't even bother.
Didn't bother bringing him
They
back.
just sent him up there, and they didn't have technology to bring him back. And they just went, yeah, that's there. That's brilliant. Well, I can do that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah. What do you think of that, Karl? Rubbish, isn't it?
Sort of brought it down a bit. But
But the little monkey made a colonel. Hero. Big hero. What was he in? What craft was he in? Sputnik.
just hang on a minute. He was in, Jupiter AM.
Yeah.
Let me see that piece of paper. Let me
Yeah,
put the
I
thing.
can guarantee there's nothing there about his training other than let's hope he's not sick on the control panel when we shoot him up at 400 Gs. Oh dear. I love the fact that you think that this monkey was a high... Do you know what I mean? Do you, when you think of these things that are less than a monkey's face, do you think of the Planet of the Apes? Like they're sort of talking, sort of chimps and gorillas, and they're in tunics on horseback with snub-nosed rifles. What do you think of?
Just a little monkey getting on with it. He knows his job, he knows what he's got to do, he gets on with it.
Look, he's pressed the button. Watch him press the button. This takes me back. Do you remember 1965, I think it was?
We're going to use him to train other DJs.
That's it then.
Goodbye.
Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.
Elbow. Alright? Fallen Angel on XFM 104.9. Well, we're back. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant, and Karl Pilkington. Karl's all a little bit, I don't know, he's a bit frustrated, he's sort of a bit sweaty and fed up today, aren't you, because of the heat.
It's too much though, isn't it?
He was taken it out, he was sort of, wanted to fight. You know, he doesn't usually like to fight, I sort of like lead on him and try and rub his head.
Yeah.
But today he was sort of leading it, he was sort of like getting a little bit... if I didn't know better, I'd have said it was sexual frustration.
Well, I was
like
watching, Rick, if you don't mind me saying, I was watching, not in that way, just for watching.
it was sort of like, he was going, oh, I want to hit you, and I was thinking, does he want to hit me, or does he want to do something else to me?
Exactly.
What were your thoughts, Karl?
Exactly. I mean, I saw him sort of wrestling with you on the floor, and you clearly weren't enjoying it, but he was really
Yeah,
loving
what
it.
was that going on? What's the change? Why are you suddenly sort of...
Well, what are you trying to say?
No, I'm not, I'm just saying it was weird that you suddenly, it was like you were,
You're saying a bit, sort of a bit gay?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No, but what was...
Suzanne accused me of that in a week.
Why?
For being a bit gay. She said, I'm sure you're gay.
Why?
Just because I was moaning about stuff. She said, oh, you're a drama queen.
Right, well that's
What were you moaning about? Not having enough gay sex?
No, that she didn't have a knob.
Yeah.
It's going, oh, why don't you get yourself a nice little knob?
Yeah.
I mean, can I call you Frank, please?
Could you wear this false beard?
Yeah.
It's just, well, we'll talk about it later. It was about the Seven Wonders. I just wasn't that impressed.
He wasn't impressed by what he said, well, we'd say that, yeah. Well, we got a top show coming up, haven't we?
But if you are a little bit, just a little bit sexually, you know, don't be afraid to let it out. I mean, if you want us to relieve you of it.
I'll tell you what, let's have a little bit of Maggie May by Rod.
Oh, it's some
Can't
beautiful
we play
day.
Killing a Georgie?
That's your favourite song, isn't it?
Oh.
That's
yeah.
weird, isn't it?
Strange, isn't it?
That's weird. I'd like to hear Rod Stewart singing about a lovely lady, please, Karl.
As would I. You can picture whatever you want.
Bit of Rod. Maggie May on XFM 104.9.
And Ricky Gervais would be Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Steve.
Well, I've only just read about this, and I don't know anything about it. This naked rambler, Steve Goff.
Yeah.
Is he doing some kind of, he's doing a walk from Land's End to John O'Groats, is he completely nude?
Yeah, he's been arrested 10 times on the way, apparently.
Right. It says here that Nora Goff, his mum, she's in her 70s, she's begged her son not to walk naked from Land's End to John O'Groats. She said, I don't know where he gets this from. Certainly not me. I am, and have always been, quite conservative. He would never have been allowed to walk around the house without covering himself up. I wouldn't go as far as to say I'm ashamed of him, but I do not approve of what he is doing. Having said that, it's good to see him on the telly.
yeah, it must be.
It's not about anything, it's lovely.
It's not embarrassed until they're famous with
Exactly.
it. However embarrassing it is. But,
I can't believe my son's a serial killer. Nice to see him on the telly.
he looks like one. He's not, obviously, you know, I mean.
What is he doing? I don't understand.
Steve wouldn't say he was, and he's not. He's just a rambler, but he's there, right?
What's his motivation?
He's just walking to, don't know, it's just a nudist, I suppose.
Right.
And there's a picture in there, and, Karl looked at it and he went, oh. What's the point of that? He went, well, look at him. He's got shoes and socks on. He's got a rucksack on. He's got a hat on. He's not nude. He's just got his knob out. Yeah. But he's got a full beard, thinking, oh, I want to hide some skin. Whereas this little chap needs the air. I'll pop him out all the time I can.
Oh, they really annoy me. Because it's in the supplement today as well, with the Mirror, right? And they've done a bit about nudists and that.
Yeah.
Again. Same problems all the time.
Go on.
There's like an old fella sat there, just.
How do you know he's old?
Well.
Why are you looking, Karl? Looking at his face, aren't you, presumably?
Yeah, I'm just saying he's old and he's sat there smoking a pipe.
Sure.
With his sandals on. Yeah. They're quite normal, just with his knob out.
Yeah.
Sure. But look, he always make the same mistake. He's got a little white deck chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're nudist, don't go for white.
Why?
Sitting on that, getting a bit clammy and stuff. White, don't go for white. Go for darker colours.
I don't know what he's talking about.
So do I, but I love it. I love the fact that he's just got loads of pictures of naked men.
Yeah.
Walking around with loads of pictures
I'm
of
just
naked
saying, a dirty arse on that.
I think we've discussed the news before. I don't understand the impulse at all. I do find it bizarre. I mean, there's a picture there of 3 men nude in a pub.
Yeah. Just having a chat.
Yeah.
Just having a chat. Oh, look at Karl carrying around those pictures.
I mean, okay, fair enough walking around outside, but indoors? In a pub? Nude?
Well, it must be a nudist
Pop on a pair
pub.
of shorts.
That must be a nudist holiday, I assume. Yeah. As opposed to, like, the local.
There is, though, isn't there? There was a thing in Bazaar magazine the other week where there was a picture of some people. They've got an airline of their own now.
What, nudists?
Nudes.
Nude airline?
So you can get on there. Your holiday starts as soon as you get on.
Sure.
And, but what's the point?
Well, I'd be worried of just about banging against things. You know.
So to speak.
Yeah, my shoes and things.
Or spilling the when the waitress comes along. The hostess, might she spill hot coffee?
Yeah, that's a good point. Would she have to be nude? Would the stewardesses have to be nude?
I don't know. But that bit as well, where they walk down the aisle and they have to check if you've buckled up.
Yeah.
She's like, excuse me, miss, can you just... and over 50s, so always over 50s.
Right, yeah.
So it'd be an old woman on the plane.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be like, can you just lift your left tit up so I can see the belt?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God! Yeah. Oh,
imagine if you've got to go into the crash position.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know? The last thing you see is your John Thomas.
John Thomas.
As you go crashing into a mountain. Terrifying. And then what if you've got to abandon ship?
I know. Well, how would you explain that?
Yeah.
Get onto an island.
Exactly.
Alright.
Or being picked up by, you know, a passing ship.
Yeah. Karl, you notice they also play volleyball a lot, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, you've always mentioned that, but I thought you were joking, but they love it.
Yeah.
They said that's what they do. They get to this special holiday
That
camp.
can only be... Either they got the idea from sort of like Carry On Camping or Benny Hill, or they actually like it jiggling around as much as possible.
Yeah.
But is that safe?
Well, I assume so. You play volleyball with trousers on, don't you? I wouldn't have thought...
Yeah, but there's a bit of, like, support there. I mean, I was watching, athletics, right? The other week.
Yeah.
Right? And I was watching it because there's a lad who I went to school with. He's, like, winning gold medals and everything now in the Olympics and stuff, right? So I was looking out for him.
Now, if you went to school with him, I'm assuming he's got 3 legs or something?
No, he's normal.
just a regular guy.
He used to push me on my go-kart, and so I feel like
You've trained
I was
him,
there
yeah,
from the start, training up a bit.
Yeah.
And, watching the programme, and there was swimming in it, and, I was watching that for a bit, getting a bit annoyed, because, that butterfly stroke,
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that.
No, nor do I.
It's just hard work. It doesn't make you go any faster than, let's say,
Crawl.
that stroke, the
Yeah,
crawl.
don't do that. That stroke on radio doesn't work. The crawl, yeah.
So, I was watching that, thinking, that's annoying.
Yeah.
And then they got onto the running bit, and my mate's in this race.
Yeah.
Now, they do the side shot, don't they? So you can see who's in the lead.
Sure.
And then they do that front shot, where it's absolutely pointless. The only reason to do the front shot, I think, is to keep women interested. Because you can basically see his tackle going from left to right, being battered all over the place.
Why were you looking?
Seriously, you had no choice. If you wanted to watch it, it was like, I was interested if he was going to win, but it's like, you know...
But why did you turn over and watch Charlie's Angels instead?
Because I wanted to see if he won the race.
Or flip back at the end.
Just flip back to get the result if you don't...
Well...
Yeah, or at least turn away or close your eyes
well,
on the front shot.
No, I wasn't, I just... Suzanne
weird.
was happy, Suzanne was loving it.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Just go to the other shot, but they were showing you the front shot and running along there. They could have just shown the top half, but they didn't.
Sure.
It was there.
There's just heads moving along at 25 miles an hour. Yeah. Well, I think you're meant to see the running, the actual legs moving. It's athletics coverage, isn't it? It's sort of like...
But they don't show you a shot from behind.
Did you want that?
And I didn't want that either.
It sounds like you were disappointed.
Yeah. Play a record.
What are we having? Better Radiohead?
Yeah, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Incidentally, last week, you remember, we began the show by talking about knobs.
Yeah.
I think we've got a bit more knob news this week.
Knob's coming up, is it?
Knob news is on the
After
way.
Radiohead, more cock. Radiohead and go to sleep. That's not to you. Please don't go to sleep. We've got another hour and 35 minutes of fun chat and great music on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Pilky, little K-man Pilkers, little baldy twat mank whinging, a little bit bent Pilkers.
There he is.
There he is there.
Now, Rick, you may remember that last week we opened with some quality knob news.
Knob news, yeah.
It was
Hitler's knob.
Hitler's knob was one of them. That just sparked off into a whole bunch of other kind of knob-related discussions.
Yeah.
And I'm pleased so far to see that we're almost at the halfway mark for this first hour. And so far we've only talked about nudity and/or todgers.
Yeah.
So excellent work from us. Well done, lads.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Dr. Fox and the rest of the Sony award committee listening to this one.
Yeah.
But more knob news. I don't know if there's a jingle for that, maybe.
Oh, he nearly had the eye out. Knob news.
Knob news, excellent. This is an extraordinary story. A woman tried to sue her bosses for £210,000 after finding a cooked penis in a canteen stew. Hospital cleaner Sophie, something, I can't pronounce that name, was eating goulash for lunch and could not cut one of the lumps of meat. You can see where it's going.
I've got so many questions already.
I know. She picked it up and tried to chew it, but it was too tough. Then she inspected it with workmates, who all agreed it was a penis. Imagine that discussion.
Yeah.
Miss McLaughter said she vomited for the rest of the day, instantly became a vegetarian, and had to have psychiatric help. It's not known whether the organ was from a human. The case continues.
Well, it can be found out, so that's one thing. Obviously, the doctors aren't confused. They're not going, I don't know, I've never seen one like it.
Yeah.
Also, why is she eating goulash?
I know.
I mean, that's my first question. Why,
Yeah.
you got, lunch, what do you want? I fancy some goulash.
Yeah. Oh, some gooly lash.
Gooly lash,
Thanks very
like
much
it.
indeed.
Lancashire cockpot
Oh,
is on the menu.
Brilliant.
Only £5.50.
Wangers and mash.
I'd love some wangers and mash, please. If you've got any knob-related puns, knob-food-related puns, then call XFM on 3426 14094.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Call Chris Miles at radio1.xfm.winginmank.
Yeah. Cock a van.
Coco van.
It's already done for you.
There's wangers and mash, Coco van, Lancashire cockpot. You know.
That's just off the top of our brains.
Yeah.
So, if you've got any of your own, keep them to yourself, we're not interested. What do you make of that, knob news?
And he's in a hospital.
I don't think so. Oh, yes, it was. No, hospital cleaner. You're right.
Oh,
cleaner.
God. I know how your mind's thinking already.
There's been a mix-up.
What kind of mix-up?
I love that. What, some bloke's gone in, some lesbian's gone in and wanted a sex change. She's got a carrot for a cock.
Stewing steak.
Stewing steak. Oh, that would be great. You're not a doctor, you butcher. It's not funny.
There was some other news, whilst we're doing the knob news, just cram this one in. There was some story on some news website about some lad who, wasn't happy with what he'd been given.
Right.
What do you mean? He had an op?
No, he wanted to have an op.
He wasn't happy with what God had given him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the Lord had popped downstairs for him.
Sure.
And,
Sorry, no, wait a minute. Was he a bloke who wanted it?
yeah, a fella.
And what he wanted, he didn't want a knob, or he wanted a bigger knob?
Wanted a bigger one.
Right, okay.
And, cost $5,000.
Right.
And they made a mess of it.
Well, how did they make a mess of it?
Don't know, it came out smaller than they went in with.
Well, no, what do you mean?
I don't know all the ins and outs.
Oh, God.
It's just like he borrowed the money off his mum.
There's been a slight mix-up.
He borrowed the money off his mum?
I love that.
How bad is that?
What do you want for your birthday, son?
Yeah.
Interesting. Thanks, Mum, for asking.
A couple of bits of news as well. Hello, Doctor. How did it go? Well, firstly, don't look under the bandages and don't have the goulash for lunch.
Yeah. It was smaller than you went in
Mum,
with.
we got $5,000. Why? Just give me fucking up. Tell me what it's for.
You can have it if you tell me what it's for.
Well, look at that. Oh, you need a bigger one. Yeah, definitely. There's the money.
Yeah.
On you go. Nothing can go wrong. What did he say to the doctor then? That's rubbish.
I didn't read all the ins and outs, so just, like I said, I saw it.
Just look for the picture.
They want a picture.
But you just thought, well, thanks for it. You just thought you'd pop that one in. Thanks.
Yeah, that's the end, Knob News Extra.
Yeah.
Play record, Carl.
So if you've got any knob news, we've got one more show left. Send that to ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk and we'll hopefully get that knob news on air next week.
Yeah. Alright.
Some Dizzy Rascal.
Oh, Dizzy Rascal, yeah, he's one of the hot new English rappers. Let's play it.
Loosen Your Hold. South. That's great, and I love that one. On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
Good choice, Rick, good choice.
Carl, cheers. What are you thinking, Carl? What have you been doing this week?
What's been going on?
Yeah.
You'd be miserable because of the heat, obviously.
That's getting me down.
Yeah.
It's just the way people wander about as well with next to out on.
Yeah. I'm always amazed by, the men. It's just a certain breed of man. Like, sometimes it's kind of builders, mechanics, taxi drivers, van drivers, but not necessarily students, all sorts of guys. And you sort of watch them walking down the street. They'll be walking down the street, girls, you know, obviously in their sort of summer gear, and it's literally, you know, eyes go, look at those legs, oh, knockers, oh, I can't believe my luck, oh, you know, and they're sort of talking to their mates, they're checking it, oh, it's an arse, I can't believe it, oh.
Yeah.
And it's like they sort of forget, there's like some kind of amnesia that sweeps over them during the winter
Like
months.
it's a surprise.
Yeah, and then it's like every time summer rolls around again and girls pop, they goes, I can't believe it, where have they been? They're back.
Yeah.
And they get so excited.
Excuse me, love, have you had tits under there all winter?
Exactly.
Well, yeah. Bloody
I
hell.
can't believe it. It's great to see him again.
Yeah.
And then it gets to sort of October and they go, where've they gone?
They just don't say anything, they just like get on with it, they're reminded.
They completely forget.
Yeah.
For sort of half the year.
There was a fella this morning, I just nipped out having a cup of tea, reading the paper, reading that bit about nudists and that.
Sure.
And, little old fella. Must have been 75.
Okay.
Walks past. Shoes, socks. Sort of shorts, but because he's old, I don't think he's got like a normal pair of shorts. So we're like suit pants, but short. So really smart shorts I've never seen before.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with him being old and thin,
Yeah.
just don't do that. Don't walk around.
What, the legs?
The legs and the back. He looked like a little tortoise without his shell on. And you, everybody outside the cafe.
I've always wanted to see a tortoise without its shell on.
Yeah.
Just to see if it would run really fast and go, this is brilliant. Just scamper along.
I saw a grotesque thing. I think it's Britain's fattest man. I'm not sure. He was huge. I mean, I don't wish him any ill, but so big, it was ludicrous. He was waddling down, Oxford Street, and he was, I mean, genuinely, you know, I'm not a big fan of, you know, ginormous people. Rick Waller, for instance, turns my stomach. This guy was twice as big. He was extraordinary. And he sat down on a big bench and literally took up the whole space. And he reached into his bag, he's having his lunch, and he was eating an apple. And I really felt like I wanted to slap him on the back and go, it's a bit late for that, mate.
Well, it's probably starting now. He's probably starting thinking that I'm gonna make a change. And imagine if you'd have said that.
Yeah.
And it'd have been awful, wouldn't it?
Yeah. He cut it in half, put it between 2 slices of chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get that.
And waited for a pig to come past, shoved it in his mouth.
Exactly.
Just swallowed it whole.
I don't know how he gets that big. And it was like he'd come out to sort of soak up some of the sun. You know.
Well, you look better with a tan.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he wearing loose black clothes?
He was, of course he was wearing
that
loose
works
black
up to a point.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's not fooling anyone.
Was it vertical stripes?
Yeah.
To make it look thinner?
Just people just walking past and think it's night.
Yeah.
That's it. So, Karl.
So that's you know, that's been annoying me with the weather and that.
Yeah.
And then
I love the warm weather.
Oh.
Although I can't sleep at night, I had 2 hours in front, just went and lay down in front of the window, in front of the French window, just because it was just too hot last night. But if I can sleep, I love hot weather. I love walking around when it's sunny. It's better for you. People are usually happier in hot weather. The sun is good for you. I mean, it has been hot. I mean, it's 100 degrees. It's probably too hot to work, but
mental. I can't think straight and stuff.
Yeah, your little baldy head, isn't it bad for it? Because it just doesn't it get you make your brain a little bit hot.
Well, I mean, I'm just got my head on show. What about the nudists? Worry about them before you worry about me. Right? But no, another thing that happened in the week, you know, I've just had builders round sorting the kitchen out.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So virtually skint. But another problem happens. Boiler starts playing up.
Right.
Right. So, and you've got to have a shower in this weather. You've got to be able to have a shower and that and freshen up and what have you.
Well, I have a shower every day anyway. I mean, 2 sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah, but if you haven't got any hot water, you can't, can you? Right?
Cold shower's alright, isn't it? Go on.
So anyway, fella comes round.
Yeah.
90 quid.
90 quid?
90 quid. All he did, turns up, says, oh, yeah. Just bang it. Bang the boiler. That's 90 quid.
Last time I banged a boiler, it cost me 90 quid.
And there was a lot of leakage then.
Yeah.
So I you know.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I do sympathise.
But you know, like, I catch them out as well. Do you know, like, you know, I know they're up to no good and stuff. They don't earn the money.
Sure.
And he was in the bathroom, so I sort of creep up and I try and stick my head round the door to see what he's up to.
When a bloke in the bathroom?
Right.
That's weird, isn't it? So you creep up to a man in the bathroom and put your head round without seeing you? Go on, though.
Fair enough.
Right, do you want to go over what happened that time when we were in the pub and I go to the toilet and you're trying to get in?
What happened?
Is that normal?
Go on, what happened? Go on, go on, I'm not ashamed. What happened? Go on, say it. Say it.
What happened? Well, don't start a story and then don't finish it.
Or we'll do it later.
He was in the cubicle, and he got in the cubicle to have a piss to avoid me annoying him, right? So what I did, I got some of that liquid soap, and I just put it over and squirted on him, and he came out going, look, it looks like someone's just effing jizzed on me. I've got effing jizz on me back.
I had to walk through Soho without me back.
I was walking through Soho, and when was it we had to go to the, when we went to the Ivy with those people? Wednesday.
Something like that, yeah.
We had a business meeting, right? And, we were walking up the Ivy, it was about 11:30, and I was going down Old Compton Street, and as I got to just going past Mamma Mia, something hit me on the shoulder. I looked down, and obviously it was bird shit, but just for a split second, I thought it looked like jizz, and I just thought, oh God, because, no, and I sort of wiped it off, and I thought, right, I got to wash my hands and, like, get in. It obviously wasn't jizz, it was pigeon shit or something, right? But I had this pamphlet once when I was at ULU. Terence Higgins Trust left this pamphlet, and it was all stuff like safe sex, and it was stuff like, honestly, I swear, it said things like, you don't have to have full intercourse. It said you can do lots of other things with your lover, like, it said, like come into some fruit, e.g. a melon. It says, with friends, just come on the back of one of them, right? And then this is the bit that made me think, and I thought, oh my God, when I looked down, sort of on my shoulder, it says, come out of a window!
On any passing celebrity.
Oh, God! Oh, I'll get that pamphlet. If anyone's got that pamphlet, it was brilliant. So, yeah.
Good, right, well, let's play a
Do you
record.
reckon Noel Edmonds did stuff like this on his show? He's back.
Oh, dear.
Smith and Usk on XFM 104.9. Before that, we had Spunky News.
Spunky News.
Coming up, Monkey News. That's the sort of linked. This is Dr. Fox is no better than this.
No,
you must see we're getting better now. Yeah. Have you got any other news there, Karl?
Well, you were just talking about bird muck.
What a classy show this is.
Yeah.
I imagine someone just having a barbecue, tuned into this.
Yeah. Can you turn the radio off? He's talking about coming out of windows again, darling. It's putting me off my sausages.
No, I was walking down the street and this pigeon, sparrow, whatever, did its thing, and it landed on my ear, and I was like, oh, God. So, I thought, well, I'm not going to wipe it off.
Why not?
Because I don't want to get it on my hands, right? So I thought I'd leave it till I get home. So it's probably about...
So you went to work?
Oh, met some friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
about midnight.
Went on the pool.
So I was best man, so after the speeches, that is brilliant.
No, it was on there for, I don't know, half an hour or something like that.
Brilliant.
Get home and, get
Did it
some...
not kind of slowly ooze down your neck?
No, it's fairly hard.
Right.
And, sort of corroded my ear.
What are you talking about?
Why did you leave it there, though? Why not just wipe it off with something? You can't, I can walk round
Pop in a newsagent and buy some tissues.
But then I'd look stupid.
What?
mean?
Where is the bird smoke on your ear?
Brilliant. They're all wearing that now.
But no, what is it they eat?
It's alkaline. No, it's really strongly alkaline, isn't it? Or is it acidic? I don't know. Maybe someone knows. Is bird milk acidic or alkaline? But it's corrosive, yeah.
Weird,
Yeah.
Weird.
Weird, isn't
It
it?
didn't seep into your brain.
Listen, do you want to do you want to set up Songs of Phrase?
Yeah.
Oh, God. If you've not heard the show before...
I thought we weren't doing this week. I
I
thought
thought we weren't.
No, we'll do it once, right? And then next week's the last one, so we'll do Rockbusters. Leave
That
them
might
up.
be the last one ever, depending on whether Karl decides to come back
Yeah.
in October or not.
I'm bored of it. I told you I'm bored of it.
Why are you bored with it?
I get bored quick with stuff.
Yeah.
I told Suzanne the other night, how lucky she was, that I haven't got rid of her yet. She's, do you know what I mean? Things...
You put on a soft music though first, didn't you? You didn't just like start getting that around.
you opened a bottle of wine.
You know you're a very lucky girl. Sorry? Well, I usually get bored with you and that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
You're lucky you haven't pissed off.
Yeah. Do you want to open the champagne or what?
Well, she was annoyed the other
Karl,
night.
what's that on your ear? Don't worry about it. Pigeon shit, aren't it?
We're walking to the pictures, right? To go and see Bruce Almighty.
Sure.
Why?
And just something to say, innit?
Yeah. So you were trying to sneak in the back.
So on the way, cutting across Leicester Square, and those fellas who sell roses, he comes over. Do you want one? Do you want one? I said, don't do that. She's allergic to them. Right. So he'd go away.
Yeah.
She got all annoyed about that.
Because she's not allergic to them.
Well, she's not allergic now, but they're about £3 each.
But the point of that, Karl, is not that she really wants a rose, it's that you're willing to spend £3 on her.
Taking us to the pictures.
How much was that? That was £8 each. Did you pay for it though?
But didn't you ever... If I know you had her dressed up as a small child.
yeah.
Me and my son, please.
Or you've made her sit on your shoulders and wear a long coat.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, listen, Songs of Phrase then.
You paid for her to go in and then you went and had a pint while she watched it.
Yeah, there's no point in both of us seeing it, but tell me about it.
Tell me
won't
what
you?
it's like.
Oh, right, Songs of Phrase.
So let's explain what Songs of Phrase is.
You do it.
Okay. Oh, really? If you think that Karl is bored with life, then you will be even more bored once you have heard this particular quiz. The gist of it is that Karl has taken a well-known phrase or
Well,
saying
no, I'll stop you there. Not a well-known phrase. Something that he said once.
on this show,
Yeah, probably.
and he's somehow compiled together a number of different songs which have somehow built up that particular phrase or sentence.
If it's anything about Chinese people, Philip Bailey will be involved. That's all I can say.
Okay, let's hear it then, Karl.
Right.
Alright, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that was. This is appalling.
I don't know
This is
what that
appalling.
is. Carl, I do not know what that is. What is the phrase?
I just was saying last week about everyone's raving about Galileo.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Raving about Galileo.
No, they're not. No,
That sounds
they're
like
not.
a sort of B-side from
Yeah.
the Buggles.
Everyone's raving about Beyonce and Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
They're not. People going.
Pop
what,
Idol.
What are you into? Galileo's good. Yeah.
Forget it.
No. Placebo song for Karl there. That's Special Needs on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
We were doing songs of phrase.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh god. So what is this phrase? What is the phrase, Karl?
Last week we were talking about Galileo,
Right.
and I just was saying, years ago, I can't remember now, when was it? When was he doing his thing?
End of the 16th century, I think.
Right. And he was messing about, trying to find out about speed of light or something, is it?
No, he did lots of stuff, Galileo.
All I was saying is, back
Gravity,
then,
yeah,
surely
yeah.
everyone was saying, stop messing with that, make us a telly. You know what I mean? There was other things that people would have been happier with,
Sure.
back then. Like they,
Yeah.
like they didn't
So
have.
the phrase exactly is what? The well-known phrase is what?
Galileo, well, it goes like this, doesn't it?
So it's Galileo's stop
Talking to me about
talking about
science.
science, make me television.
Make me television.
Yeah. So you email in with the bands and that.
Brilliant.
Right, let's...
That is rock bottom.
of
I mean,
course
the well-known phrase being Galileo, stop talking to me about science, make me television. As a well-known phrase, is one of the weirdest things I've forget jizz out of windows and things like that. That is the weirdest thing I've heard on radio as a competition.
Can we have that one next week? Okay, well here are the prizes. If you think, Rick, if you think the quiz has hit rock bottom, wait till I tell you these prizes.
No, brilliant. Oh.
I know that we're very much pushing new music on XFM, and it's an alternative music station, so you'll be pleased that we're giving away now That's What I Call Music 55, featuring the likes of Busted and Daniel Bedingfield.
Brilliant.
You really know how to cater to our audience, don't you? The best dance album in the world, that includes DJ Sammy, Scooter, and Liberty X on there. So I look forward to that.
Yeah.
This is not so bad. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, a live DVD of a, pardon me, a performance at some, pardon me again, but anyway. That basically sums up the prizes. So, I won't tell you the rest, they're all monotonous. But, anyway, I think those crisps, Rick, have gone down the wrong way. Although I was eating goulash earlier. Sorry. I'm fine. So anyway, yeah, that's some of the prizes. And you can win some tat. If you can identify these artists.
The well-known phrase, Galileo, stop talking to me about science, make me television.
Just
It's
email in.
appalling.
Bit easy this week, I think. Those, yeah. Play a record, Karl. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. The Pixies on XFM 104.9 holiday song.
You're talking about people coming round and just banging the boiler and charging 90 quid. I think it was last Christmas. We had a dripping tap, right? And it started off just dripping a little bit, and then after a couple, I thought, you know, we'd get that sorted out. We couldn't actually turn the tap. It was just solid where the washer had gone. And then over Christmas, like before Christmas, it just started flowing. It was just like on, and I was thinking, this is terrible. It was terrible. It was a hot tap, and of course everything. The caretaker going away. Everything had blinkers down. So I called out an emergency plumber. Christmas.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't get it. Just turn the tap off. Right. So he was trying, and in the end he said, well, what I could do is I could just squash the pipe. Right, cut the pipe, squash it, and then you could change the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, whatever, right, because I can't have this. So, he said, I've got to go to the van, and he got this tool, came up to squash the pipe. He was only a young lad, right? Wasn't strong enough. So I had to help him squash the pipe.
Right.
He squashed the pipe, cut it, put a little nozzle on it, you know, just to seal it, right? And, I was 180 quid.
180 quid?
And I was to say, surely that's half mine.
Yeah.
I helped it, and I was sort of being sarcastic. Well, Johnny was there, I was going, how much was that tool he went, it was only about 9 quid. I went, pays for itself, innit?
Yeah.
I was going, could I get one of them? He was going, yeah, get them anywhere. Obviously,
Yeah.
didn't. And then he went, I wrote a cheque for 180 quid, and he went, oh, I didn't charge you for the nozzle on the end. I went, no. He went, I said, how much is that then? He said, £2.50. So I can leave you cash for that. £2.50. £182.50.
So he hadn't even really sorted the problem out.
But what can you do? What can you do? You know, he wasn't ripping me off. That's the prices.
Yeah.
He's not going to go, I'll tell you what, mate, because you helped me, call it quits.
Yeah.
Just buy me lunch. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
My mate was locked out of his, flat once, and he went out and shut the door behind him, and that was it. And he looked through a letterbox, and he could see his keys, right? Phoned the locksmith, says, look, can you come round? I can see my keys, right? It's just have to go out, and he went, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter. He said, I'm gonna try, it's 90 quid. And he went, 90 quid? He went, but I can see the keys. He went, yeah, I can get them for you. And he went, and my mate said, you're gonna come round, you're gonna charge me 90 quid, and you're gonna scoop my keys up with a bent coat hanger. And the locksmith said, have you got a bent coat hanger, mate?
It's brilliant. But it's a fair point, isn't it?
Do you know
It is
what
a
I mean?
valid point, that's it.
What can you do?
Yeah. I'd have gone, ha, thanks for the expert advice, and then asked the neighbour for a bent coat hanger.
And they went, well, we'll call it 100 quid.
Yeah.
Well, that's more expensive than a locksmith. Well, yeah, because you're going to illegal traders.
Exactly. We've got no licence.
Yeah, yeah. We've got to pay a little bit more in case we get fined.
Exactly.
But that's what was going on when, you know, the fellow was round the other day fixing the boiler in the bathroom. Just wanted to make sure that he was working on it, because it all went quiet in there. He had the door shut. I'm trying to have a little quick sort of peep, seeing if he's doing anything. And push the door.
The
It's
way
like,
this sounds.
we're just pushing the door slowly, and he's going, "Don't come in." He's like, "What are you doing?"
Well, what was he doing?
Don't know. But then he's like, 3 down. Probably doing a crossword again. That's what annoys me. The way that, you know, it's all secret. You're not coming in, and you hear the odd bang now and again. He's probably sat there, crossword, 3 down, giving it the old just now and again.
With his foot.
Just annoying.
Yeah.
How much did he charge you? 90 quid?
It's just under 90 quid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all he said was, you know, give it a bang. If you don't work again, give it a bang.
What does that mean? Is that an air block? And they just like, what's it?
I don't know.
It's not that complicated. You wouldn't think a boiler's that complicated. It's not like understanding, you know, how a fast breeder works or a computer. It's a big lump of metal without water in it. How can we not know how that...
Yeah.
We were discussing yesterday, me and Glenn were trying to work out how our fridge works.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Magic?
It is. The magic comes down the electricals into the frozen peas.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't still talk about, I know it's something to do with the hydrofluorocarbons can exist at much lower temperatures without freezing. So when they're into the fridge, sort of under pressure, as they flow round, because the pressure goes down, they take energy from the
It's perhaps a discussion to have in the club, but not on the air. I still can't figure out, I've never quite understood how a plane stays in the air. It always unnerves me when I'm in a plane.
Turning a tap on, getting water.
Basically gonna go. Karl goes walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a bit of science for you.
Go on.
Right. Read the other day.
Yeah.
If you dug a big hole, right,
Oh, God.
started digging, say in, wherever, the Trafalgar Square, right?
Yeah.
You dig a big hole and you keep digging.
Yeah.
And you go right through the earth.
Right.
Out to the other side.
Yeah.
So you're somewhere in Australia or something, right?
Yeah.
And then you come back to London.
Right.
Stand next to the hole, jump in it. Apparently, you can jump through the world in 42 minutes.
It's interesting.
But then I was thinking, will you fall? And then when you come out the other end, would you fall back again?
Well, yeah, you would, wouldn't you? What would happen is, you'd accelerate, 10 metres per second, to the centre of the Earth, but you'd have such inertia, you'd nearly go as far out the other end before it was like a bungee jump, so you'd nearly get as far as the other end, and then you'd go back again, and you'd keep going until, back and forth, getting further and further away from making it, until you went sort of back and forth in the centre, and then you'd stay still in the centre.
Have you drilled a hole through the earth? Get in touch. Email xfm.co.uk and just let us know how you got on. Did you get to the other side? Did you get to Australia? Did you buy one of those funny cork hats? Did you see Paul Hogan?
How does a fish work? Darkness, growing on me, XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. I lost him, didn't I, in a little conversation?
Yeah, you were talking about quantum physics, to be fair.
Yeah, I was just explaining what a black hole was, because we were talking about that as well last night. And just halfway through, he just went, yeah.
And put his headphones on.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's the thing about Karl is he speaks with such authority about things that he thinks he knows about.
Monkeys.
And when you try to explain to him about stuff, you know, he goes, no, of course ghosts exist. And you try to explain to him why it's conceivable they don't. No. You can't be bothered with that.
Yeah, you did all your learning at about 12, didn't you?
Yeah, but I'm still picking bits up now.
Said without irony. Oh, brilliant.
What have you learned recently? Anything interesting recently you've learned?
Darwin. That's why I was asking you about him.
Right.
Yeah, Darwin. We know what you did, didn't you?
I don't know what he did. I just read the other day that they've got a treatment for whatever illness he had. I thought it was a bit late. Can you imagine that, saying that to his family?
What did Darwin do?
I don't know, you were just trying to explain it to me, but I'm busy doing stuff, aren't I? I can't take it all in whilst I'm sorting the ads out, putting CDs in. You know what I mean? Ticking off the knob news.
No, but he formulated the theory of evolution based on natural selection. Yeah, but wait, though. Do you think that's good? Do you think that's well done? You're impressed with that? Because you're not impressed with things like, you know, you famously said, Newton, so it said gravity, but it was already there. If we'd have been floating around, it'd been a problem. We weren't, so keep out of it. That's what you said. You said Einstein. I've never used EMC squared in my life, but the bloke who invented the video recorder, I watch one a week. So I wonder if you're impressed by Darwin formulating, I think, the most important scientific theory since Newton's laws.
Has it made a difference? Or whatever he said, would it have happened anyway?
You can't do that. You're not allowed to say that. You can't say, oh, well done, I'd have found it eventually anyway. You can't do that. You've got to give people their due, do you know what I mean?
But now it's difficult to find stuff because there's less to find out now.
It's not a competition.
But on what scale? On what scale are you looking at? Why do you mean there's less to find out?
Well, now, I mean, they're bringing stuff out that... Do you know what I mean? It's just...
The iPod.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
Didn't see the point in that, no. The iPod. Do you know, he actually listed the 3 songs he'd ever want to carry around with him. I can't remember what they were.
What are the 3 songs you'd
Killing a Georgie.
Killing Georgie, yeah.
What else?
Probably have, Elvis in the Ghetto.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving.
Living in the City.
Do you know what I like? Do you know why that? Because that's like a little film to him.
Yeah.
That's 3 songs where there's a little story. He knows the ending.
Yeah.
But it's someone singing it to him. A little...
Just put them on it. How many songs can it hold?
Well,
7,500.
Put that on. 7,500 times. Sure.
Well, you don't need to, do you? I mean, that is like that joke. The wish. Imagine putting on 7,500. You know that joke about you got 3 wishes. It says a never-ending bottle of Guinness. And he goes, second wish, you gotta have 2 more of these.
Yeah.
You don't need to put them on 7,500 times, do you?
No, you don't have to.
Never mind, Karl. Never mind. Answers rushing in, we should point out, for the quiz. Most of them agreeing that it's pointless. Some people have called it... It's songs of phrase, of course. Some people are referring to it now as songs of arse. Which is more than appropriate. But you'll be pleased to know that it's ending this week, and next week we've got the return of the even more pitiful Rockbusters.
For the last one.
That's back for the last one. We'd perhaps also need your petitions to Karl. If you want us to stay on the air, then you need to petition Karl, giving good reasons why he should stay, why this show isn't boring, or rather why he shouldn't be bored by it. I mean, you're bound to be bored as listeners, but obviously he's running out of steam now.
What are you fed up with? You're just fed up with in general, are you? I mean, you want your Saturdays back, do you?
Just want a bit of a life back, that's all.
But you don't do anything with your life when you've got
Why don't you do this instead of, like, your day job?
Can't. It's more important than my day job, innit? That's what earns the company money and that. Know what I mean?
Well...
So...
Why don't you do a regular show then? Sack someone who's, you know, quite frankly, not pulling their weight.
I've done that. I did that years ago.
What do you mean?
Done it. Told you, I've done a lot of stuff. Boxing, done. Tick. Dancing, done.
No, you turned up, the place was shut.
Yeah, but...
Dancing? When did you do dancing?
That's when he went and said, I want to do dancing, and he went along to the place, and it was shut, and that was it. And he said, I didn't do it anymore. That's not doing it, is it? Boxing, he had a fight with one lad, then the lad beat him up, and he didn't go again.
Oh dear, it's pathetic. Well, anyway, yeah, so this is basically our penultimate show. Next week's the final, and we're all looking forward to that enormously.
Yeah.
But that may be it forever then, and this, you know, all for one, you know, one for all for one. The Three Musketeers, gone forever.
Yeah.
I, for one, will be pleased.
Oh, I have to get some of these taped, because I like coming in and sort of, you know...
Incidentally, Rick, don't be afraid to nick as many CDs as you see fit on that last show.
People have already nicked them.
No, I know, but just take whatever you want.
That 4 Non-Blondes is still there, isn't it?
I think it's still there.
Because I don't want that to be nicked.
Yeah. And I got a feeling, because I don't think there's any Smiths in the library, but there's quite a lot of Gina G.
Really? What? What was that sigh for?
Nothing.
What?
Ooh.
Play a record. Monkey News is on the way, plus the results.
This is radio. You've got to keep talking or playing music.
Play some music?
Yeah. Art of Gold by Neil Young on XFM 104.9.
Pop Idol, of course, begins this evening. I know you're looking forward to it, Rick.
Yeah, love it.
It's always a joy, isn't it? Especially those early rounds with the
mentors. Yeah.
Yeah, they are always extraordinary. That's the only reason I watch. I mean, I can't be bothered with the later contest. It's just watching the freaks for the first couple of weeks. It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, I sort of like watching the judges. They're good as well.
Oh, the judges are good, yeah.
I like the fact they've got their little shtick, you know, the special jokes they've obviously written, just waiting to get them in.
Yeah.
It's just great.
But
I like when Pete Waterman cries as well.
Does he cry?
Sometimes, if he's moved by it. He's better than bloody Bobby Daddon. Like it, yeah. Rosie Ribbon made him cry. He just wells up and then like that. That's good. I like that.
He talks a lot of old arse, doesn't he, Pete Waterman?
I sort of quite like him.
I don't know. I find him irritating.
Well,
it's like he genuinely thinks he's up there with Lennon and McCartney. That's one of the great kind of pop Svengalis of his time.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know. You wrote songs for Sunita.
Well,
don't
yeah, let's not knock him. There's Foxes on there.
True, no, Dr. Fox is a genius. And obviously he can step in if there's any medical emergencies. Rick Waller, you'll be pleased. Now, obviously, as you know, I'm a huge Rick Waller fan. Not only has he got a great singing voice, but he really is a picture, isn't he? No, I know it's a bit harsh, I've said it before, but he does make me a little sick to the stomach when I look at Rick Waller. And to be honest with you, it's his own fault. You know, he went in Celebrity Fit Club, he had a chance to sort things out, and his attitude was wrong, and he didn't trim down, and he's, for want of a better phrase, a bloater, and slightly grotesque. But, you know, he's in the paper this week saying that it was all because of his image, he didn't fit the stereotype of what pop stars should look like, blah, 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 blah. Well, he's disgruntled by this, he's got a great singing voice.
Well, he has got a great singing voice.
But the point is this, Rick, the point is this, since the days of Elvis, since the days of Bing Crosby...
He's not as bad as Elvis.
But you're a star because you have to have the whole package, the voice, the sex appeal, everything. We know how it works, kids buy it, it's pop music, that's what pop music is. You know, if you want to be a big fat bloater, you've got to at least be as good as Barry White. He isn't.
Or Pavarotti.
And so anyway, he set up an organisation. He's already got a band, you know, he's got a band.
You're saying, get over it, the world should revolve around looks.
Well, no, I'm saying pop music, that's what pop music is. I mean, this kind of obsession with, he should get a chance,
But not on record.
No, I know, but, be a backing singer. The point is this kid wants to be a star. He wants to be a star, doesn't he? That's the point. He doesn't want to sing and make a couple of records. He just wants to be a star. He wants to be a celebrity.
I'd have thought that's the real rub, that actually he's not being truthful with himself.
Yes.
He doesn't just want to make beautiful music and sing well. He wants to be, you know, carried round on a sedan chair and adored.
Imagine that.
I know,
Imagine
he'd have to have a lot of money to pay for the entourage that can carry him.
The 4 elephants needed. But he's got a company now, he set it up with his dad, it's a management company, it's called Star Search, and basically he's hoping to break the fickle industry, expectations, and so if you're a bit of grotesque, if you're a freak of some kind, if you're someone that Karl, would be impressed by or, alarmed by, then you can get in touch with Rick, and he can put you in there, women with beards, little midget fellas, whatever it does not fit the usual norm.
Should we cut along?
I'm thinking the 3 of us next week. We won't have much to do after next week. Ricky's got a bit of a singing voice on him. I'm learning to play Blowing in the Wind on the keyboard by Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
It's like a master that. I don't know what you can do.
You can dance, can't you? You know that, you've done it, you've done dancing, so...
Exactly.
It's like,
Little Donkey. We'll have a hit at Christmas.
Perfect.
I'm good at that.
What were you meant to be playing when you did Little Donkey in the play?
Drums to We Three Kings.
But you just busted it live, didn't you?
Done that. We're just talking about looks and stuff, right?
Always.
Because, sort of cheeky freak of the week, we did that and I stopped doing it.
Sure.
It was upsetting a few people. There was a thing on the website the other day about Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Right? Just keeping up to... up on the news, what's going on there. And,
Drunky news.
They did a thing about him, and what he'd look like if his head wasn't messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they made a little picture for him.
Was he quite good looking?
Not bad looking, but you can't use it. It's not like, you can't put it on a passport.
Sure.
Yeah, well, and the fact that he's been dead for several years.
Yeah.
No, but they also do that sort of thing for people who are alive. They say, this is what you look like. So you can't use it for that.
Yeah.
You can't use it...
Isn't that's sort of like rubbing it in though, isn't it, really?
It is a bit.
Yeah. Unless they said, good news, you were ugly anyway.
Yeah.
So he got honest.
You wouldn't have pulled if you didn't look like an elephant.
If you were symmetrical, you weren't a looker.
You couldn't use it on a little dating agency picture. This is what I look like.
Yeah. This is what I would have looked like. And they phone up and go, I'm intrigued, what do you mean would have looked like? Well, I see you, as we said, 7 o'clock. How will I recognise you? I'll be eating buns.
Yeah, look for the giant cauliflower.
Yeah, in a coat.
Exactly.
I love the fact that you're keeping up to date with what the Elephant Man might have looked like.
Yeah, exactly.
That is amazing.
Karl's news is largely what's happening in around 1880.
Yeah, or what might have happened around 1880.
No, but it's sad though. Did you watch that thing in the week? That What Are You Staring At programme?
I didn't know, I couldn't face it. I know what you mean, it was about people who'd had unfortunate deformities and stuff.
Yeah, and it was really sad. I suddenly felt bad about, some of the stuff we'd talked about and what have you, because
Can I just say something, like, that's quite a nice thing to say. I was trying to felt bad about some of the things we talked about. Should we go over what we've discussed today? What subjects have we brought up today? How can you feel sorry about things like that when we're still doing it?
No, well, I'm just saying, you have a laugh and that, but then you see a programme about it and you go, oh.
What, you realise they're real people you're talking about?
Yeah.
When do you ever forget that? When do you ever forget that when you bring up these cheeky freaks of the weeks, or when we talk about Rick Waller, that there's not a real person on the other end thinking about it?
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard because they don't look like real people.
Play a record!
Don't slag off Rick Waller.
That girl was on with a big head. It's like Bow Selector.
We played some Dizzy Rascal earlier,
and that was wicked.
Exactly, and he's the new kind of the kind of London rap sensation.
Yeah.
But let's not forget Credit to the Nation from 1994.
They're
Teenage
from Birmingham now,
sensation.
Steve.
Whatever happened to MC Fusion? He got a lot of bad press at the time. People didn't respect him, but I'm listening to that now. I think it was bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
All right.
And crucial, no?
Exactly. Adverts.
Kings of Leon, Molly's Chambers on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, you're Stephen Merchant, and that little bald head mank over there is Karl Pilkington.
Cockaliki soup?
Cockaliki soup is fine.
That was one from Nick. Thanks for that, Nick.
Yeah.
Is it
I was
Monkey
referring to the woman who chewed on a knob in a goulash.
Exactly. If you've just tuned in, you've missed that hilarious story.
Yeah. We still don't know why she was eating goulash. I've got a rash, look, come up my arm, look at that.
Brilliant, fascinating, thanks for that.
That's from rubbing his head, getting him in a headlock. And have you got some on your hair? Because look at that, that's like a heat rash. What do you wash your hair with? Have you still got that bird shit behind your ear? What is that? That's really worrying, isn't it?
It's like how, like, the body changes over many years of sort of certain things.
Yeah.
It's like your body changes to protect yourself from the sun and what have you.
Yeah.
My head just got used to being rubbed. It's
Yeah.
reacting now.
Oh, that's a defence mechanism, is it? Right, I see.
Right.
Look at that, that's horrible.
Anyway.
You've got something on your hair, you know.
Monkey news?
I was going to say the winner.
I don't think anyone cares.
Oh, come on, someone got all of them, didn't they?
Well, okay, play it again then. This was Songs of Phrase. We did this
The
earlier.
well-known phrase is Galileo, stop talking to me about science, make me television. The most convoluted, banal quiz on any radio station ever. I mean, I'm including Moyles, Chris Evans, do you know what I mean? Simon Bates. That's worse than anything they ever did.
Apparently, Channel 5 have bought the rights. Anyway, what were the
brilliant.
answers, Carl?
We had Queen in there, Altered Images, Thomas Dolby,
Yeah.
Beatles, Aretha Franklin, and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Well, extraordinarily, Tracy and John Burton from Colchester and Essex got all of those right. Why they would want the prizes, I've no idea, but good luck to them. They can enjoy those at some point. God bless. Okay, Monkey News?
Do you want a bit?
Yes, please. Play the
Jingle?
jingle.
This rash is weird. Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
Right. Right, they were filming a documentary, right, this telly company,
Yeah.
doing a documentary.
Who, which one? Which one?
Don't know.
No, what was the documentary about?
About monkeys.
Yeah.
Uh,
Where was it? Where was it?
Africa.
Right, when was this?
I haven't got a date.
Okay. Recently though, since the advent of television, obviously.
Yeah. Actually, a bit of extra monkey news if you want it.
Okay, always.
Do you know the,
Monkey news extra. Go on.
do you know the Halfords ads?
Halford's ads? I don't think so, no. What happens?
Halfords, they've you know, they sell nuts and bolts and stuff.
Right.
They were using monkeys in the ads.
Okay. Yeah. And what happened? Don't they sell bikes, Halford's?
Well, mainly.
Bicycles and motorbike stuff and that. Okay, so, yeah, so they're using monkeys in the advert. What happened?
I can't handle it.
What?
I can't do this. Look at
What?
him. Look at him.
I don't care what he's doing.
Well, basically, right, they've, there was a load of hassle because they were using these monkeys in this Halfords advert.
Yes.
Right.
And what happened? Get to the point.
It turned out there wasn't a problem because they were mechanics in the first place.
Well, they were monkey mechanics.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Mental.
What are you talking about? That's not a story.
Right, anyway, listen, let's get back onto
They were
it.
mechanics in the first place.
Right, listen. Right, so they're making this documentary. Right. And stumble across a little gang of,
Come on! Just...
Get on with it, please.
Little gang of monkeys. That's
Yes.
the first time I've ever laughed. I'll hear that.
I know. Well, brilliant. What do you want? A cake? Come on.
Can we play a song?
Oh, I don't understand what is wrong with you, you freak.
It's making me laugh.
Just tell us the story.
Alright then, alright. So anyway, right, so there's this documentary being made. They found a little gang of monkeys.
Right, play a song. I don't know what's going on here. I apologise.
Got to hide your love away. According to the Beatles on XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant. Right, Carl, come on,
where
monkey
were we?
news.
Where
Everyone's
were we?
composed. The jingle, please.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
Excellent. Okay.
Right, where were we?
We would just start again. There's some people making a documentary.
For what? Okay, for
Making a documentary in the jungle and that.
Right.
Stumble across a little gang.
Okay, come on.
Alright.
A little gang of monkeys.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
So the camera crew are there filming it.
Yes.
Everything's going normal.
It's all fine,
Nothing odd about it.
Okay. They're not running a restaurant, they've not got any barber shops, nothing.
No.
Just regular monkeys going about their business, yeah.
So anyway, what normally happens is the monkeys sleep with the partner.
They already do what?
They don't sort of sleep around and that. Once they find a girlfriend or the boyfriend or whatever,
Yeah.
they stick with them, right?
Okay.
But anyway, they were watching this one, right? And it's going around a bit, sleeping around.
Oily.
And it was getting fatter. I thought, this is a bit odd.
Yeah.
Right. So, followed it round. And, see it having it away. Turns out, little prostitute.
Oh, God!
It's a little monkey prostitute.
And it was getting fatter because it was charging them bananas.
What a load of old rubbish.
It's charging them bananas! What was it, a boy or... It was a...
Woman. Little woman monkey.
That's the most extraordinary monkey news I've ever heard.
Oh! That is genius!
Has this documentary been televised?
I don't think it's been on yet.
No.
And that's all the information you've got?
Yeah.
And is that's one banana for everything?
The half a banana is for...
Just oral?
A poor job.
Right.
If you want full-blown, monkey sex, it is 2.5 bananas.
Sure.
So,
Let's just play a song. Okay.
let's just play...
Alright, well, this is our penultimate show, so we're back next week. We're going to make it a barnstormer, I'm sure, lads. I want 100% behind it, 110% next week. Alright, none of this giggling, none of this infantile giggling, like two schoolboys.
Right.
Alright, we're going to come back, we're going to have some quality monkey news next week. We're going to have all kinds of treats, I would have thought.
Okay.
Some great prizes. Alright, are we okay?
Yeah,
We're all
best show.
behind that?
Let's make next week the best show ever.
Good luck. If you miss it, then you miss out. We're ending with a track from a couple of years back, I think it was 92, 93, Dinosaur Jr., Start Chopping. Play that. Start playing. Forget start chopping, start playing.
Right.
Alright?
See you next week.
Yeah.
1:05 then, already, of a Saturday. So I'm Ricky Gervais. That was Placebo, yeah? With special needs, which brings me to my next point. With me, Karl Pilkington.
Karl Pilkington, there he is.
Steve Merchant. 104.9.
That's it.
We're back then.
Well, for one last time.
Well, it's certainly the end of the season. We're away for at least, 2 months. We're doing the Office special. And possibly forever, depending on whether Karl decides he wants to carry on with this. Because, I mean, we do this for fun. We don't need to do this. We don't need to do this for, money. Obviously not.
The kind of money you're earning, Rick, you do not need to do
I
this.
don't need to do it. It's quite honestly beneath me.
Yeah.
We don't need to do it to further our career because it's embarrassing being
Didn't
on
your accountant
XFM.
say, do not even bother cashing those XFM checks? It's not worth your while.
No, it's not. Yeah, the time it took to sign them,
Exactly,
it wasn't worth it. So we do this basically to ridicule Karl on a large sort of platform. I say large platform.
Yeah.
XFM. No other radio station will have us.
It's roughly the same as standing up in McDonald's.
I
and
imagine so.
ridiculing
But of a lunchtime though.
you. Yeah. Or
so-
when it's just the cleaning staff mopping up.
Yeah. So, and if Karl doesn't come back, he's breaking up the three-way partnership.
He's very much
forever.
Sting, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, what, 1986, 87?
exactly.
He's gonna go off and sort of make some quite poor, sort of jazz-inflected white man soul.
Yeah.
And leaving us to go about our business.
Play pizza places.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go into sort of maybe writing
say, Dad,
soundtracks.
why can't I be in the CIA?
Yeah.
You don't know anything about it. You're a drummer.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll have to see. I mean, do you think anyone cares?
I wouldn't have thought so. Because I think if someone was interested in having some good chat and some great laughs, they'd spend more time with their friends.
Yeah. Or listen to another radio
Or
station.
listen to a decent radio
Jonathan
show. I
Ross
think
or something like that. Yeah.
they listen to XFM for some music to have on in the background that's loud enough
Yeah.
so they can hear it while they're hoovering.
Yeah. I don't think our fans hoover.
Well, true.
I think
true.
you've got to have...
Or shoot up, whatever.
I think you've got to have a house
yeah,
to
yeah.
hoover. I tell you what I do want though, some great music.
They do indeed.
They'll be saying, since you've been gone. See that? That's the sort of link I can do
quality.
if we stay
If you
together.
could cut out all the other drivel you speak, you'd be great on Magic.
I know, yeah. You've got a...
Come on.
I know, you've got a rainbow something, haven't
Rainbow.
you? You got a rainbow something.
Oh, it's Rainbow.
Well, I mean, for a last show, that song had everything. It's got 2 guitar solos.
Yes.
It's got a key change. It's got bad grammar, Since You've Been Gone by
Yeah.
Rainbow, and that's for Camfield, the Prince of Rock.
Yeah.
He's going to be the king when Vance, just hands over his crown.
Yeah.
And you've still got that on XFM, so, don't worry about us going, oh, you weren't? Oh, okay then. No one cares.
No one
cares. This is our last show, let's make it a good one.
Let me give out the email address because I imagine there's going to be a flood of emails
Saying,
demanding we stay.
please, Karl, keep the team together.
Yes, it's jono.coleman at...
Coleman's not a team. He's just a big lad.
Yeah.
Right, come on.
What do you mean, come on, I've got nothing.
Ricky.Gervais.
Oh,
at
Ricky.Gervais at
Yeah.
XFM.
Or Karl.Pilkington, because you can do it throughout the week, you can do it throughout the 2 months. And, what's the phone number for XFM? 0207, is it 766 6000? And then just ask people through the car and leave a message on his voicemail.
Yeah.
So email him a lot. 0207 766 6000, I think, and just ask for Karl Pilkington. Little Karl Pilkington, little baldy mank twit. And say, please stay.
Yeah.
Please stay. Karl, say something then.
How are
It's
you
your
now?
last show. Say hello.
What are your feelings, Karl, so far? I mean, are you tearful? Are you upset?
Not at all.
No?
Can't wait for 3 o'clock. Sure. You see, it was interesting how Ricky was saying he only does it for the fun. I haven't even got that bit.
Yeah.
I am paid peanuts to work Saturdays, which wrecks me weekend.
Pay peanuts, you get monkeys.
I have no fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
You are having a laugh.
And what people
You
forget
love
is-
this, you love this, you love me coming in and having a little chat beforehand and after.
Yeah, but that's the funny thing, innit? Listeners just think, why does he get so moody about it, having Ricky annoying him just on a Saturday?
Yeah.
It's not just of a Saturday.
Why?
It's in the week as well.
How do I
way
annoy you?
over the
How do I annoy you?
Daily.
How
annoyance.
do I annoy you, Karl? So you can't, be specific. See?
The first thing that springs to mind, when I'm trying to work with Steve before saying, come on, let's, find some interesting stuff to talk about, I think you were playing the accordion in the air. Was it the accordion? I mean, it doesn't really matter, they get the idea.
Although I can't play the accordion, so it wasn't very good, was it?
Where did you find an accordion?
I just was one out there, right? And then
Next to the drum kit he started playing with.
and then I had a loudspeaker and I put the accordion for the loudspeaker. Then it loud, those loudspeakers. They're amazing.
My question is this, Karl. Do you honestly think that's going to stop just because we're not on air anymore? He's not going to see you on a Saturday, so he's just going to come in even more often.
Yeah, I can just drop
He
in.
won't bother me as much though.
I think he will.
And he'll have his fob taken off him, so he won't be able to just wander in.
Of course I won't.
So.
What, they're not, do you think they're gonna, of course they're gonna let Ricky Gervais walk in anytime they want?
Yeah, I might come in, might do a few trailers, might hang out, with Andrew, going, hey Andrew, how's it going? He'd go, yeah, we're having a bit of trouble, what do you think? I say, lose that off the playlist, put that one on, sack then. Yeah? Let's have a little bit of feeder. Feeder. Forget about tomorrow. At least we're here today, Steve. The 3 of us for an hour and a half more. The last time ever, possibly. It's up to little baldy head manky. Little Karl Pilkington.
A number of emails, Rick. This is from Matthew Davis. I think he very much captures the mood of the email public. His email is just simply titled, Go! In the name of God, go! It says, why wait till 3? Why not leave immediately and stop subjecting us to this abject
Well,
misery?
Karl did once when he had to get a train.
Of course.
So, that's never happened on radio before.
But who knows? I mean, stay tuned. We might shoot off at 20 to 2.
Or we might get better.
We might get better.
We might get better because we've done a bit of planning, because I got Karl round last night
Really?
to do some planning of the show, didn't I? And so we've
Yeah, I
got...
thought you were going to be there, Steve.
No, I wasn't told about it.
Yeah, well, I called him up and said, why, what we're doing? He said, well, you can come round and, have a chat, maybe get some ideas and that for tomorrow. So I said, is Steve there? Yeah, Steve will be coming, yeah. So, go round. It's close, next to his flat. The pub couldn't be closer. Yeah. Alright?
Yeah.
Unless there was sort of spirits and that in the lift, they couldn't have got closer.
Yeah.
Right? I turn up, you're not there.
No.
He's lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, I
so-
knew you wouldn't come out if it was just like you thought I was going to muck around. I had to pretend it was work to get you out.
So, you weren't there, Steve.
No.
Anyway, so he says, oh, come in the flat, got an interesting book that you'll like.
Okay.
So I think, well, that's kind of work, he's trying and that.
Yeah.
So I go in thinking we're going to get some good ideas and that from this book. Couldn't find the book. He looked for about 40 seconds, said, oh, I don't know where it is. I don't know. Come on, let's come in here, let's have a wrestle. So I'm sat in the lounge, right, sat there just chatting to his girlfriend and that, just chatting. He comes wandering out, in his underpants.
Yeah.
Well, I was comfortable, yeah.
I don't know if you were comfortable, because we were sort of pulled up,
But yeah.
right between the crack.
Right.
Looked like, okay, probably like a gay sumo wrestler.
Yeah! And I did a little dance for you, didn't I? Because there was MTV on and I was doing a little dance.
Dancing to Elton John's new one.
Yeah! And what did you say? What did you say when I was doing a little dance for you and my pants pulled up? Like, right? Do you remember what you said? You went, I poured him a drink, he was in my home, I'm entertaining him, he goes, "Are you sure you're not a bender?" Is that any way to treat a host?
I think it was the right time to ask.
But we did do some work, didn't we? Because you got confused and he said he's, you know, oh god, it's like a child or a cat when it's confused. He went, "Steve reckons, in ancient Greece, right, it was better to shag a bloke than a woman." And I went, "Well, yeah. I mean, that's about the male being, sort of a first-class citizen. Yeah. Much better, wasn't it? An aspiration to sleep with a beautiful man than a beautiful woman.
Women were lower-class citizens, so therefore men were seen as higher class. So to have sexual relations with a man there was no shame in that.
No.
In fact, it was looked upon.
And I said, well, it's, you know, ancient Rome. I said, even Nero, he used to sit in his big jacuzzi and he used to get, you know, pretty boy men to go into the water and just nibble at his testicles while he was having a watch."
Do that.
He did. Yeah.
And he's not a gay fella.
No, well, no. I mean, you know, I don't know about Nero, but I mean, it wasn't a case of a big delineation between what was heterosexual and what was gay. It was just, you know, whatever you...
So what did this fella do then? This one who's having his...
Well, he was pretty much top boy, Nero, for a while.
He was in charge.
And, you know, and you did what you're told. If, Caesar or...
But why were people going round there? Why didn't they go, oh...
No, they weren't dropping in. It wasn't like the door was opening. I was going to see what Nero's doing. It's not like when I pop in here to see you.
Normally what would happen is he'd say, "Come back to my place, I got a book for you."
Yeah!
You pop in,
but
he'd come out in his pants, Elton John would be on.
You'd have probably been like a delivery boy or a stable boy or something, you know, and you'd have popped round there and you'd have gone, "There, right, Nero, there's the tablets of stone you wanted." And they go, "Pilkington, why are you out here? Pop under..." I don't know why he's French.
What is that?
I don't know why he's French. Just pop under the water and nibble at my testicles and you'd have done it.
Because he was Nero.
I wouldn't.
You would have.
There's no way I would have done.
Yeah, well, you would have.
What have I done? I've dropped a pizza off.
Yeah, you put around to Nero's place with pizza.
Right, I'd say I've done my job. Right?
Yeah.
That's not the sort of tip I wanted.
Yeah. No, he'd have said, "Get the little baldy chap to nibble at my testicles," and you'd have done the water.
I wouldn't have done it.
No,
Well, I wouldn't have done the
you
water.
hadn't done it, right.
No, I wouldn't have done it, so.
Can I just say this, Steve? Not only would you be nibbling his testicles, you'd have been going mad. You'd have been noshing him just for extra. You'd have been doing everything he wanted. You'd have been going, he'd have gone, "I didn't ask you to do that." You'd have been going mental. They'd have been chewing, slurping, smacking, poking. You'd have gnawed his packet off. You'd think you were eating Walker's crisps. There'd be bubbles, there'd be blood. Oh, it'd be horrible.
The Beatles from the soundtrack to The Yellow Submarine, actually, and that's Hey Bulldog.
On XFM 104.9, our last show, maybe. Me, Ricky, Steve, and little Karl. Alright, Karl? But, that book, that wasn't a fake. It wasn't like just a ruse to get you back to show you me and dancing in my pants to Elton John.
What was your girlfriend doing during that, instantly?
I think she was just getting on with sort of like packing up sort of boxes because we were moving. She was,
sure.
I don't think...
Well, she's seen it all before.
Yeah. And the book was, do you remember that book that I showed you? That, it was, Man's Body, an Owner's Manual. And it's just like loads of stats. And there's one in there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Guinness Book of Records of
men. Yeah, there's one section there. There was,
sorry, hang on, it's not like Guinness Book of Records of men. That just sounds a little bit like you and I were sat around your house looking at a big book, picture of men.
The Big Man book.
The Big Man book.
He is a big man, isn't he? Yeah. He should be on the front cover.
Yeah, it was a book more about the kind of physical body and
exactly, biology and social and, you know, sex and all that sort of stuff. And
but we didn't look at the sex.
Which is where we got the knob news for today from. Right? This is true, right? I read that oh, you'll have someone's eye out! Knob news! Nearly forgot the jingle.
Yeah.
I read that the smallest ever functioning penis, right, was under 3/4 of an inch when erect.
Extraordinary.
That is bad luck, isn't it? And it's a micro penis, so it's perfectly scaled down. Just a little look at Karl's face.
Well, couldn't the fella have said, "Look, right, I'm not happy about it, so don't print it." It's not the sort of press people want, is it?
There wasn't a picture of him. It was anonymous. They didn't read the book and, at work the next day and go, "Look at this, Frank." What? smallest ever penis, half an inch. He didn't go, it's me! He just went, yeah, loser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, let's have a shower. I'm alright. I'm alright. He must have had to have a little jod with a pair of tweezers.
Yeah, presumably.
Because you couldn't even get a fist, I mean...
No.
That is bad luck, isn't it?
Was he a good-looking fella?
What would you do, right, if, he invited you round and said, right, and he was like the king, right, and he went, oh, Karl, can you just go in there and just nibble at it? And you've gone under the water, and you're just about to nibble at it, and you come up and you go, that's tiny. Would you be disappointed or relieved?
Right, well, that wouldn't happen.
No! Karl, I'm saying if it did, would you be disappointed? Would you go, oh, that, I can't even get, I don't know where to start with that? Or would you go, oh, thank God it's not a big one?
You've got to remember that he's the emperor. So you've got to do what he says or he'll have you killed.
What would you do? Would you go, oh, I lovely set of tackle, or, oh, it's not as big as I wanted, or would you secretly think, I'm glad it's not big, because I didn't want to, because I'm not that guy?
I'm not even gonna think about it, because I wouldn't do it. I know I wouldn't do it, even back then.
Even back then? What do you mean, even back then? What?
When was Nero at it? What?
Well, the Roman Empire was sort of like 2000.
Well, it stretched
up
for
to
years.
about, yeah. So,
it's a long time ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
You'd have to.
I always remember, we're still doing Knob News?
Yeah.
Just the...
It's just Knob News Extra.
Knob News Extra, excellent.
Well, I didn't do that well at school and that, right? But we had biology. And I didn't take much of it in, but there was one day when it was about, Knob News and stuff.
Sure.
And it was all about how, blood, is what makes...
engorges.
Yeah.
The erectile tissue.
Sure.
Yeah, it was all about that. And, there's this girl in our class called Paula, right? We sat there watching it, and she fainted. You just heard her go, oh! And she hit the floor, right, because we were all sat on top of the desk watching this. I wasn't that interested in that.
No.
I wasn't looking at it and that. But Paula, right, she fell over. And the funny thing was, right...
What was it, a video?
Yeah, a video of, like, this blood...
Yeah.
Doing the business to this fella's member,
Sure.
right? And, she fell over, like, and everyone's like, oh, what's up with her? And the teacher was trying to, like, wake her up and give her water and that. And it was really weird, because then the nurse came in, and yet this video was still playing. And the nurse came in, what happened while she's seen this?
Yeah.
And you could hear, like, then it was going on to, like, sex education on the video. It was all done from start to finish. What happens, da-da-da-da, and by the end, and she was still out cold by the time it got to, like, and then they had a baby.
Yeah.
Right? And that just reminded me of it.
So, it seems to me that was her sex education class. She fainted when the penis got erect, and when she woke up, a baby was born. That's probably what she thinks happens. She's wandering around now.
And the whole class just missed out a bit, because they saw someone
if she's ever
faint.
with a bloke and he gets an erection, she just goes, oh, no,
Well, that's
get
it.
pregnant.
She was a bit of a class tart, really. That's why everyone was like, what's up with her?
Carl.
No, but she was. Everyone was like, what's up with her? She's not seen it before. But, just reminded me then. Weird. But anyway, yeah, so I wouldn't
Anyway,
let's leave Nero aside.
Yeah. The other thing in this, should we play a record and come back? Because there's another interesting fact.
There is some extraordinary facts in that.
Yeah, well, there's more facts.
We're running over.
It won't be knob news. There'll be all different types of news. Libertines, don't look back into the sun. On XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington, for possibly the last time ever. I was coming in today, Steve, and I was walking just past, Shaftesbury Avenue, at the beginning of Shaftesbury Avenue, and, it's sort of a little bit of a tramp's corner going on there. And there was a couple of tramps, proper tramps, already had a few, and, about sort of like 40 maybe, right, or that, they could be 30, they could have a hard life, they probably have. But he was going, John is coming down, but, Les isn't gonna make it. And I was thinking they're just planning their social, a meeting there. I just think that that's nice. They've got, they don't just drink by themselves.
Yeah.
What are we doing tonight? I thought we'd get drunk and sleep in the doorway. We did that last night. But I just like the idea that they're planning it. and they've got mates, and they do stuff, and they go, alright, how's it going? Well, you know how it's going.
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to you in a pile of piss. You know how it's doing. Do you think, I was also thinking, do you think they ever wake up, like, before they've had anything, like 9 o'clock, and go, oh, I was pissed last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You were talking absolute rubbish. What was I doing? You were just going, I was
You were just shouting at cars walking in the street.
You're joking. Was I really embarrassing?
Yeah.
Oh, you were pretty drunk.
I tell you this, I am never going to do that again.
Oh, but at least I didn't make a pass at Dirty Agnes. Oh, God, what did I do? You were just going, yeah, please, yeah. Just love the idea they have no little conversations and that. I go, I imagine one of them going, I'm not coming out tonight, I've got no money. Nor have we yet. I'm just gonna go and dance. Just go and dance outside McDonald's.
Seriously, I only made 18p today. You know what, because I always, I've always had a soft spot for the homeless. But do you remember that time I was walking over to yours once, and, see, there's the homeless people, there's those ones that, they try to retain a certain dignity. They won't just come up and ask you for money. They'll come up and maybe try and start a conversation before introducing the fact.
The fact that what you despise and annoys you is the thing they're trying to hold on to is a little bit of pride.
I know.
And what do you want them to do?
Well,
just be crushed in a skip, going, just give me some money, look at me.
I just think, come out and say it. Come out and say it, but don't try and fool me, because sometimes I feel like I've been tricked. I get annoyed because I feel like I didn't see you coming. You came out of left field, I didn't know you were a tramp.
I imagine the fact that they're bare-chested, apart from a blanket with their hand out, covered in sores, and no teeth is a clue that they're probably... Not really.
This was one of those ones, you sometimes see them, the ones, they're slightly older, and they've got a full suit on. They wear a complete suit, like a pinstripe suit or something, with maybe trainers, admittedly.
Yeah.
And I sometimes think to myself, at what point in that moment before they finally left the house for the last time, did they think, well, I'm gonna be homeless, I want to look good if I'm gonna be homeless, I'm sleeping rough, I think I'll put on a pinstripe suit.
It sort of it can happen in a matter of days or weeks.
Anyway, listen, I'm not begrudging the fact that he asked for money, that's fine. I just felt a little bit annoyed because I thought he was an ordinary person.
Right.
And he came up to me, and he said to me...
Go on.
And he said to me, excuse me mate, have you got the time? And I said, whatever, 3:10, and he went, have you got any money? And I knew then, I was annoyed, and it annoyed me because I thought, I should have known straight away. I mean, a homeless person, I sensed it straight away.
Yeah.
Excuse me if you got the time. I wanted to say to him, where have you got to be?
Well, yeah.
What appointments have you got?
Well, no, maybe he goes to work, he starts begging at 3 o'clock. Yeah, he asked all that day, he goes, what time? They go 3:45, or whatever. You know what I mean? Then he goes, oh, give us some money. It's 3 o'clock.
Right.
Maybe he has the mornings off. It might have been his day off. He was doing half day or, shift work.
Yeah.
He might, you know what I mean? You never know what shift they're on.
I just think when you see those people from shelter or from famine relief in the street, they've got to wear those little things over their clothes that say where they're from, or at least some kind of name tag. Yeah. So when you're stopped by them, you know what to expect. They got a clipboard.
I know.
These homeless people who come out of there, they look like regular people. They come lurching out like zombies. You go, oh, you think that's an attractive woman? She's just come over. Oh no, look, she's got a dog on a piece of string.
I know, yeah.
I just think they've got to come out with it. They should just come out with it. Just be honest. Be proud.
Those people with their things sometimes annoy me, is where they stand right in the middle of the pavement. I have to zigzag, I have to cross the road 4 times to get through them. It's like playing Getaway on video, avoiding all these up and down Oxford Street. You have to really, and they come out, worse than they recognise me. That's why I've got about 8 standing orders now where I've been caught.
But I leave the house and it's just like people are trying to take my money from me. Between my house and the tube, there's just swarms of people trying to take my money from me at any cost.
Karl's got his first little direct debit, haven't you? £5 a week or something, quite for a month.
Yeah, I've joined something to help Africa out. I quizzed her for a bit. I mean, she came over and she was saying...
He was talking to her for about 40 minutes. Yeah. Just making sure your money was going to the right place.
Yeah, I was saying, why have I got to give you my bank details? This is the thing. And I was saying to her, I'm sure you'd make more money, right, if you just had a little thing that you put money in. I said, I want to help you out, right, but it's the fact I've got to give you bank details. And she's saying, no, this is the way we guarantee we make money. We can help places out, because we could be out all day and we could only earn like 50p, whereas, we know that it's worth us standing around.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, fair enough. So what's my money going to be doing then? And I think it's called Care of the World or something.
Yeah.
And she's saying we're giving them money to buy hammers, and we're not just going to give them money to blow in and stuff. they've got to, like, work and he'll
They
buy-
don't give them money.
Well,
What
whatever.
did you think of these people just like, on these drought planes? Like
It's a
being-
gift voucher for being you. So they have to buy a hammer.
No,
That's
but
amazing.
They go with the buckets and go, oi, and they throw it up and they go, bundle!
Yeah.
she was making out anyway, right? That she was nice enough. She was selling it to me. She said, you know, we give them the tools, and they feel good because they're building up their own place and everything. And so fair enough, right? And now I've done that for 2 months. They've had a tenner off me already. I'm checking it, making sure they're not ripping me off and that.
Yeah.
If I ever go to Africa and I need a hammer, and there isn't one,
Yeah.
I'll be livid.
You'd be livid.
Because, you know, it is a lot of money.
Sure.
Every month, a fiver.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're talking about people hassling you and that in the street. I actually moved flat. The last flat I lived in, I moved from there because of the hassle. That
Really?
it was a high street, and you couldn't, like you were saying, you'd nip out for a loaf and spend about 40 quid.
Yeah.
just on people saying, give us the money for this. Samaritans, tramps, heart attacks, old people, or whatever. It's like... So it ended up pushing me off that street. It was
No,
like, I
indeed.
can't handle this.
It's getting crazy out there. They may as well have little stalls.
Yeah.
Hey, but listen, let's make the world a better place with a little bit of music.
Oh, thanks
Bit
very
of
much.
Bauhaus.
Give generously, people. Come on.
Bauhaus's version of David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust on XFM 104.9. Rich Gervais will be Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, possibly for the last time. And, as a special treat, a return, sort of like a summer special, an end of term, well, a gift to the fans. Karl is bringing back Rockbusters. No.
Do you want to explain it?
Rockbusters is basically Blockbusters, completely ripped off, done with music, that may or may not be a cryptic clue, and may or may not be the actual band name, and may or may not be the actual letters he said they were in the first place.
Do you want to sort of describe one, though, in case someone's a new listener? And, like,
Well, Exploding Pet was Atomic Kitten.
Yeah.
AK.
But basically, for those of you who are new to the show, this is the final show, Karl reads out what he considers to be a cryptic clue. It's not a cryptic clue, it's just some words. Just a string of words.
Yeah.
And from that, you are supposed to deduct the name of an artist, or a group, or a band.
We've had things like the Jamaican fella swinging a fish round, that was D-Trout Spinners.
The trout spinners.
So that's that's the level of intellect you are getting from Karl Pilkington.
What was the
Just do the competition, what?
I was thinking, was it she fell down in
Whitney
Texas?
Houston.
She fell down into a puddle in Texas.
On a
Houston.
knee, wet knee, Houston.
Yeah, so you said it
works,
twice, it's not
don't
cryptic,
diss it
so
like
just
that.
do it, come on.
Right, so there's 3 of them, and you email in your answers. We've got some good prizes today and that. Right.
Well, let me say the prizes. They aren't bad. They're
Whiz through it, because this, you know,
Yeah,
the competition's bad enough, let alone just listen. What's he
They've got
got?
3 DVDs and
Brilliant.
about 6 CDs.
He's got the young ones and all that, lot of TV things, there's some great CDs, yeah, go on.
Right, so the first one, cryptic clue. This vegetable started life down under. Right? This vegetable started life down under. The initials K-O. Right? K-O. This vegetable started life down under. Second one, the things that you normally find on the beach, right, have been found floating around the moon. Right?
Yeah.
That's, I think it's TS.
You think it's TS?
Yeah.
You set the questions, but you're not sure.
So, the things you normally find on the beach have been found floating around the moon, right? And the last one, well, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one. Right?
He thinks they're great!
Well-
He thinks he's brilliant!
Well, you know, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one.
Is it acting? He did all the... yeah.
The initials there, FC.
FC.
FC. Right? So you email in the answers, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Win that
Hey,
stuff.
let's slam dunk in some sounds.
Well, slam dunk some ads first.
Okay.
That will be the next single from DMX. That's called Wear the Hood At on XFM 104.9.
Bloody better be.
I know you're a fan. You've enjoyed it. You love a bit of hip hop, don't you?
XFM 104.9.
Yeah, keep it real.
Hippie hop.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, sweet man, sweet. It's that
Halfway
kind of
through.
stuff, it's that kind of lingo and that kind of patois that they won't be hearing next week.
No, I know. No. Off making some bling bling. Alright, so that's the sort of...
High five, mate.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's weird, all that talk and that, isn't it?
I don't know what that means, Karl.
Excellent. What do you mean?
No, just all that bling bling and all that, because I didn't understand it, right? So I did a bit of research.
Brilliant, that's what you should do if you don't understand something. Look it up.
I mean, always scope
That's
it
what I
out.
did.
if you
I
don't
always do that.
understand.
I always do that, though. You know I do that.
No, I'm giving you props for even doing it,
Yeah,
so.
massive respect and big you up.
Yeah, go on.
But, it's all slang. Right?
Is it really? Is it really? So it's not in the... really?
That's odd.
No, I don't remember it being in Romeo and Juliet, but then...
So you didn't speak like that when you went to Oxbridge?
What?
Never mind.
But no, I, did a bit of research into it, right?
Go on.
And, one of the things that they use
Yeah.
is, I was out last night, did a 187.
Yeah.
That's the... murder.
Yeah. But why use slang, right? Because apparently 187 is police slang.
Yeah.
Well, if you're
It's
gonna-
not slang, it's a code.
Well, don't use what the police know you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think they do it with police around.
Do they not?
Probably not.
Carry on then.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
I always remember the Cockney rhyming slang supposedly originated because, you know, East End villains or whatever would make up their own slang so that if they're overheard
Yeah.
in conversation, then they won't know what they're talking about. But just look it up in some kind of Cockney rhyming slang.
Yeah, I like the idea of go, okay, where is he? Where's Fingers? Wow, copper, I'm gonna tell you this. He's up the apples and pears.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know what that means.
I don't
Well,
know what
leave the house then.
Yeah.
If you don't know that he's hiding up the apples and pears, you might as well shoot off.
Exactly. Well, I can't possibly figure that out, so I'll just have to shoot off.
Yeah, where was he last seen? He was last seen with his trouble and strife. I know what that means. Well, you might as well shoot off then. Yeah, it's a perfect code. Of course, though, talking about Shakespeare invented 1,200 words. And slang gets in, so there are more and more words, and slang soon becomes, you know, the norm. There's no not real words and real words, you know, do you know what I mean? They're just as valid if they're common parlance, so they all become part of the, or they fade away and they're not used because they're a fad.
Yeah, like waz up.
Yeah. That's probably in the dictionary. Yeah, or soon to be. I was reading, was it a couple of years ago, you're gonna like this not a lot.
Right.
Got into it's so popular things got in there. Imagine that.
Yeah. You're gonna like this, not a lot.
Zig I think got in or something. Oh no, girl power got in.
Right,
girl
yeah,
power as a common phrase.
Sorry, go on, Karl. No, you have to, you mate.
No, it's just that with the slang thing. Did I tell you I was trying to read that book about the governor?
Oh yes.
And that was full of that, and it had a page on the front that you had to keep going to when, you know what I mean, when he used a bit of slang, you had to sort of go, right, I don't know what he means.
Glossary.
Right.
Just nip back, have a look.
I thought you meant, when you said there's a page at the front, I thought you meant the cover with his face on. I can't remember who I'm reading about. Oh, there he is.
Is this the book that you nearly finished reading, but you realised all the pages were in the wrong order?
Yeah.
He bought a cheap book, right, a second shop, started reading it, loving it, then he started reading about this bloke, and he went from jail to school, and then he looked at the page numbers and they were all out of order.
How annoying is that?
I mean, you never read books, do you?
I never read one, right? And Suzanne, it was a weekend when we were going to Hastings because you two had done me head in, right? She said, I'm going to take you away so you relax and what have you. So, ended up not relaxing because it was like putting a jigsaw together. I'd started reading it on the train, thinking, loving this. It's a really interesting story about this fella who, you know, didn't have a great life as a kid, starts getting into a bit of crime, what have you, turns out to be the governor. But it wasn't as easy as that, because like you say, it was, started off at school, then he was in prison, and he's like, oh God, he started young. And then, next thing, he's like married, and he's like, hang on, he's like 12. And then he's had a heart attack. And then, like, but I just thought it was part of the thing, because I read chapter 1, and then it did say chapter 12, but I thought, right, it's like that sort of done in that stylish way that everyone's doing.
What kind of a biography?
Look at that, it went
Starts messing with the medium.
I was born in the East End. Take one onion, add some, this is
But it's the idea that an East End villain's going to write his autobiography, but think, yeah, I'm just going to play with the form a bit. I'm going to get quite postmodern with this.
No, but, you know
He's
what I mean?
barely able to write, probably.
Yeah,
Oh,
but they
you
did it
could
with-
say that about him, Steve. I wouldn't. I think he's an educated man. Go on, next, Karl.
But, yeah, just because it was like 2 for a tenner, that shouldn't be like Oh well, you know, you got a good offer, so...
No, that's rare. I'm
yeah.
sure the bloke selling it did not know that the page was out of order. Let's face it, Karl, you read it and didn't realise.
Yeah.
So you
I
can't
love
really
the fact
blame
that
him.
you got almost half the way through before you realised.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know.
Still, that'll teach you, and that's put you off books for life, hasn't it?
Well, I don't like getting into books now, I just read snippets of information.
Play record. Play record.
No, I was just going to tell you about a bit of information that I was reading.
Okay.
And I can't... Will we play a
No,
record?
I've got time for a bit of drivel before we play next tune.
Well, I'd rather hear a tune and come back for drivel, because I think people are tuning in for drivel, so let's tease them.
Okay.
Let's have a record, then some absolute shite from Karl Pilkington.
Excellent. Look forward to that.
Longview and Further. I love that one. On XFM 104.9. Rick Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Alright, Karl, what did you learn?
Right, like I say, I don't like reading books, there's too much to take in
Words,
and
too
stuff. I
much
haven't got
word.
time, I'm busy and that.
Yeah. I don't like reading books, actually. But go on.
So,
But I have done. So, go on.
Right, so, I was looking in this magazine, right, and it was more about, do you know, I'm not that impressed with Einstein and Newton and that lot.
No, why should you be? What have they ever done? Go on.
No, but, you know the fact, you see, the Columbus thing, he's another one, isn't he, who got a bit of praise for finding America.
Yeah.
And it's like, someone else would have come across that at some point.
Yep.
Right? And yet, news this week, they've found 2 new types of frog, right? No one's making a fuss. And look how small they are, compared to what he bumped into. And that's what I'm saying, people make a big deal out of all these people who are finding stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, the next person...
I mean, my head's buzzing, but I can't be bothered. I actually can't be bothered. Don't think this reaction's a good reaction. I don't know where to start with this drivel, but carry on.
Right. So anyway, the next fella, who...
The next fella? See, I don't know, you talk in riddles.
The next fella I'm going to talk about,
Go on, then.
Einstein,
Yeah.
right, everyone raves about him all the time,
Yeah.
right? So I'm trying to get into my head,
Yeah.
like, why he's amazing and that,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So, did a bit of reading up on him in this Science magazine, right? Now, I read it, it's only, you know, I don't know, 200 words, whatever, trying to get across what he worked out. But I read it last night.
Is it
and I was
relativity you're talking about?
like, yeah.
Well, to say yeah, like, I just made that word up.
Yeah.
You've heard
yeah,
that was his
that's what it
biggest-
yeah,
Okay, so the 200 words, as far as you recall...
So anyway, so I read it, and I was like, I don't know what is going on about here, right? So Suzanne was with me, I said, can you read this? She said, I'm watching Sex and the City, right? I said, right, but can you read it and explain to me what I don't understand here? She says, well, I don't understand it.
It's great. It's like she's thinking, I haven't got kids.
Yeah.
And yet he still wants me to help with his homework, and I'm watching telly.
Yeah.
I've been at work all
So
day.
she said, look, go in the bedroom and read it out loud to yourself. Maybe it make more sense if you read it out loud.
Yeah.
Right, so I said, right, I'll go and do that then. And it was good because it's cool in there anyway, right? So I went in there. So, reading it out, twice, went back and I said, I don't get it still. So she said, right, wait 10 minutes and I'll sort it out. So I was sat there looking at it, trying to work it out before she had to look at it. I was like, no, forget this. Now, what he was saying is, if you send a man to the moon,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
he was saying, to the fella in the rocket,
Yeah.
it would seem like 20 years to him.
Yeah, not the moon, but yeah.
No, that's what it said the moon.
Well, it wouldn't, because it's only about...
No, but listen. So, it took 20 years to the fella, yet people who are on the Earth, it would seem like 2,000.
Yeah, because time is relative, not...
I don't... What do you mean?
Right.
Well, listen, the fact is that it's tending towards the speed of light where it really makes a difference. They've even done it with atomic clocks, where they've sent one up even in Concorde, and it's like 0.01 of a second difference.
What is the watch?
Yes. Yeah, because greater speeds.
But why does speed affect how a watch works?
Right, I don't think this is a conversation...
Because, look, speed is...
Sorry,
See what I mean, though?
Just
See
stop
what
for
I
a
mean,
moment.
Steve? See what I've done?
I don't think this is a conversation to be had on a Saturday afternoon on a radio show.
But I'm just saying, though. It's not me, is it?
It is you.
You went quiet, Steve.
No, because
you're having problems.
Because I'm not going to be able to explain it to you.
I will explain
in
to
a
you
light, frothy way.
It's speed equals basically velocity equals distance over time. When velocity doesn't change and nor does distance, time has to. That's his theory. Yeah.
Well, we just got.
What's your point then, Karl? What's your point?
I'm just saying.
Because you don't understand
Do you know what
it,
said
it's
about-
worthless.
I was trying to explain to Newton that basically formulated the laws of the universe, the 3 laws of the universe. Even playing snooker, I'm trying to drop something. I was going, well, equal and opposite reaction and all these sort of stuff, right? And he was going, what did he do apart from the apple on his head with the gravity? And I went, well, what do you mean? And he went, well, why was it a problem? If we had been floating round, I'd have called him in. But since we're not, we don't need him.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Play a record. You're a buffoon.
But there's these 2 new kinds of frogs, as you say.
You're joking. What? A monkey had a hat. The monkey had a bicycle. I Believe in a Thing Called Love by The Darkness on XFM 104.9. Last show. Possibly the last ever show. It's up to the K-Man. Little Pilky. Baldy Pilky. Little Whingy. Dimmo Manco. As he's called his Latin name. Dimmus Mancoid. Alright, Karl? Alright? You're gonna miss this, aren't you?
Nope.
Good show, though? Enjoying the last show?
Yeah, it's alright, and, I hope it gets better because, Telegraph are listening today.
The Telegraph, the paper?
Yeah.
Why, are they? Why did you say that?
Just, Jenny, the PR woman, said to me yesterday, she said, just, do some good topics and that, so you don't have to worry there.
What they phoned up to say, hello, it's Telegraph here, we'll be listening tomorrow.
I don't know what they're doing.
Are they doing a review of it or something?
I don't know. Why would they do that? There's no reason to.
I'm a bit, why didn't you mention this earlier?
So Telegraph have said, why would they call up to say we'll be listening? It's
because
a free country.
Because they said they'll be listening, but also, can you make sure you record it? Because if we can't listen to it because of the pirate stations that are on at the weekend, because it affects our signal and stuff. Whoever's listening must listen and know there's a problem with pirates, and they said, can you...
Well, they're probably just doing a feature about radio shows or something then.
They're going to tear us to shreds.
They're going to...
I mean, listen to... Sorry, seriously, the drivel we've talked today. I mean, what are they going to make of it? That's the broadsheet newspaper.
I think I know what Monday's headline's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like, they're going to forget about the power cuts. It's not going to be about, the inquiry or terrorism or anything. It's going to be, no more to Knob News.
Yeah.
It's going to... They're going to love that.
I mean, seriously, I have a little bit of self-respect. And if I'd known a quality newspaper was going to be listening, I wouldn't have turned up today. Because I mean, I'm an award winner, and I'm a respected television writer. And I've, won awards, sort of classy.
Don't worry though,
and
don't worry.
What have we talked about? Knobs. We've had the worst quiz on radio.
Yeah.
We've had you trying to explain relativity. You didn't even understand what that word meant.
I don't think you recognise the word. You read that article. You read that article 4 times, twice out loud, where you could hear Sex and the City music, right? And yet that word might have been like a sentence. You hadn't heard it before, so I don't know. Do you look between the lines? Do you actually look at the words?
No, there's too many words though.
The Telegraph are going to love that. Because there's loads of words. The Telegraph have got loads of words. I mean, it's covered with words.
Which way up do you hold the magazine when you read it?
No, but there is too many words.
I mean, the people, are they upside down?
There's too many words. There is too many words in the world.
Do you know what this one means, right? This is one I learnt the other day. I think it's, Antidoian.
No, what does that mean?
Old.
Sorry, how do you spell it?
Don't know.
Of course you don't.
Antidoian.
No, I've never heard that word.
It means old. But the annoying thing is, it takes longer to say, and it's the fact that if you use that,
where do you hear that word and on what context? And
someone told me about it. I was talking to someone about long words and that, because you mentioned something when we were out drinking, and I said to you, why did you say that then? What word does that mean? And then you had to explain it, and I said, well, you didn't have to say that, you could have just said blah blah.
But can I say, Steve, I wasn't sort of trying to catch him out or being pretentious. It must have been just a normal word in my vocabulary that he didn't know.
Wait a minute, what, vocabulary pretentious? You've lost me.
You've lost, yeah. I'll tell you what.
You're scared by syllables.
Yeah.
No, it's just...
I'll tell you what, though, I was going to do a feature about this. It's funny you should say it. I was going to do a feature. My next feature I'd written down is how good the Telegraph is as a newspaper.
Yeah.
It's bloody brilliant.
I love it.
Because it's informative, it's impartial, it's research good. I think it's a lovely layout. The photography's brilliant.
Oh.
Do you know what? I like the bloody font.
I
love the bloody font!
And do you mind something else? I mean, you say it's sort of, you know, I mean, if there's any bias at all, I mean, there isn't because it's apolitical, but I bloody love the Tory party.
Let's not go into it, but I mean, I just like I just like the journalism and the way
size of the paper.
I like the way they're fair. They'd never like, you know, slag us off.
No. But also, I think it's because they understand that, you know, we don't really care, and so we can't be blamed for anything they hear on the radio. It's not really our fault. It's more the sort of
anything we said that was like, you know, a bit nasty or stupid was probably sort of like some clever sort of ironic postmodern.
Satire.
Play a record. Yeah. Brilliant Telegraph.
It's very fairly priced, don't you think?
I think it's too cheap.
I know.
The cult there. She sells Sanctuary. On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And Karl Pilkington. Now, if the Telegraph are listening, and they're you know, whoever it is, they're writing their article, and they're coming up with sort of words like cheap, smutty, lowbrow. Yeah. In our defence, could I just say that we're pandering to our listenership?
Yes.
You know, I mean, this station. I mean, without exception, the people who work here, the executives, the DJs, are alcoholics, drug users, sex offenders.
Check the register.
You know, and we're trying to fit in with that for 2 hours a week. So we really have to sort of really bring it down.
Seriously dumbing down.
But if you want,
we
should do our
stuff.
we do our normals, like we talk about usually.
Tits.
Satire.
Satire is what you mean, political satire. Social and political satire.
Yeah.
If you listen any other week, that's what you would have heard.
Well, me and Steve are sort of like quite, you know, political animals and you know, Proust. I love him.
Oh, I wish he'd resign as governor of, France.
Have you read Martin Amos's new novel?
I love it.
It's so
brilliant.
Lovely.
Very long.
Oh,
politics though. I mean, what do you make of politics, Rick?
Sorry, I was just planning on going to the English National Opera tonight to see